working. Okay. That's working. Is it giving feedback? Is this gonna? But where's the sound coming from? It has to be YouTube because it's not. And it's still. Oh, I know where. Oh, two people. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm going through some technical difficulties. I'm trying to, child, this is not easy. Ah, I'm trying. Okay. All right, cool, cool, cool. What's up, the two people in Twitch? Hope y'all not bots, but I'm not sure. Anyway, because I'm going to reuse this video and I will repost it other places. You know, we just don't do what it do. Anyway, hello, hi, happy New Year. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? My name is Kat, short for Catherine. I am a licensed New York State real estate agent. Today I'm trying to do some content and be myself and let people know I'm a real estate agent. And I figured, why not do two of my favorite things together, which is talk. Chatty Cathy is, I guess, is another nickname for Catherine, but that has nothing to do with me. But anyway, so talking about stories. So I love hearing a good story and commenting. I love watching movies, by the way, if you guys don't know. I just love a good content. I love a good, I learned through like audiovisual means. It took me a very long time to understand that about myself. So like, I love learning from other people, their stories, their life, their lessons. So that plus showing or at least discussing my expertise in real estate as well while I'm breaking down the story. I like to give it, I like to think, I'm going to try to give it from a real estate perspective, throw in some stuff that I know as a real estate agent, and just like general commentary. Yeah, it's 2025, so yeah, happy new year, y'all. Happy new year. Happy new year. And I feel like the message, it just like hit me today. Like the message I want to get out there, first of all, like I said, I'm a licensed real estate agent, so I would love to help more people, more families, more people, whoever, as long as you're qualified, to help them get into more places to either rent, buy, sell, or invest. I'm here to help. Okay, so my goal, I'm going to put it out there. I don't think it's a lot. Is to help at least, actually, I'm not going to put my numbers out there. Let me see how this goes. Let me see how this goes, and yeah, I'll give out my wishes and dreams. But you know, people are weird and whatever. Y'all don't even know me. I'm coming off as weird because I'm about to tell y'all about or react. Yes, that's the word. I'm gonna react to this girl's or woman, lady story, young lady story. I think it's important. Yeah, like 2025, we need to share what we know, and this is not to shame anyone. A little bit of judgment, just a little bit, but from the perspective as a real estate agent who works with landlords, who works with buyers, who works with sellers, I work with lenders, right? I work with attorneys. So it's important that, when people are looking for housing, it's like there are certain decisions that play into your personal life that can affect your business life and the moves that you can make. So 2025 is about, well, I want to spread the message and try and help as many people as possible. When it comes to real estate, it is a long-term type of goal. It's not you just get it done by like tomorrow if that's what you want to do, right? I mean, some people, if they're so blessed, can do that. But I find that with a lot of the clients that I'm working with, not everybody can do that tomorrow, right? Sorry, that is I would say a customer, because we haven't signed exclusive agreement documents in order. Anyway, I'm like getting distracted. I'm so sorry. This is why I'm streaming this, because I'm like, yo, child, I don't have time to edit like that. I'm gonna just chop this up, put this on TikTok, Facebook, TikTok for as long as we have it. Oh man, I hope we can keep it as it is. But anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna post this on my other social media platforms, chop it up. Anyway, so 2025 is for, I want to help people get into housing. It's not a thing that we can just do tomorrow. These are decisions that I made over time that compound and build itself. So here we go. We're gonna learn from other people's lessons. Hopefully I can impart my 2 cents and people can use it for, hopefully it's helpful for people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come out here and seem like, oh my gosh, this girl's just, I'm a chatty Cathy, yes. But don't call me Kathy. That's really gonna make me mad. I'm Kat or Catherine. That's it. Or if you're Nigerian, or not even Nigerian, if you know how to pronounce my Igbo name, you can call me that, which is Chioma. But if you cannot pronounce it well, please, because there's even Chioma. So it's Kat, Catherine, or Chioma. So Kathy, no. Sorry. Had to. Anyway, so yes. So let's get right into it. So let's get right into it. I've spent already how long? Let's not do that. There's a time here somewhere, but I don't see it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, spent too long talking. So anyway, yeah, we have the story today that I was watching on YouTube via Everyday PJ. So shout out to you. I like your page. I love the content that you put out. Well, as far as like, the different perspective, different stories, and just your style. So thank you for putting me onto this story. I think it's the perfect way for me to start on this consistent, daily and consistent content. Let's do it. Anyway, let's do it for 2025. Anyway, so yes, this girl, her name is, let's get to it. Let's just get straight to it. Her name is Kylie Pride. That is her page. Hold on. Yeah, this is her page. Okay, let's not do that because I don't want to get. Hold on.
Okay, this is gonna be a series of who the fuck did I have a baby?
Okay, so yeah, this is her page. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, this is her page.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Edward.
Y'all probably can still hear it.
He's also in the military, so.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Okay, this is gonna be a series of who the fuck did I have a baby by? Okay,
Yeah,
so me and my baby.
Sorry, this is like getting kind of chaotic because it's like I'm I'm trying to like, you see, technology and we're still working. We're still trying to work with each other. You feel me? Anyway, so this is her page. This is who we're reacting to. So let me now put this on. Let me pause this girl, cause like it's just a lot happening right now. My computer. We good? Okay, so yes, I'm on TikTok right now. And we're going to watch it on here because I just don't got the time to download. Like, I'm trying to be on here in and out. Like I said, I'm a full-time real estate agent. I really should not even, like, this is a lot, right? This is a lot for me to, like, to post the content, be consistent, live daily life. I'm trying my best here. So, this young lady, before I start, because I did watch it with Everyday PJ's channel. Again, shout out to him. Y'all should go check out his channel. I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, everybody has their cup of tea. Whatever, cool. We move on. Anyway, so yes, this young lady, let me go back to me because what is going on? It's like I have to be still. And this is like bugging out. So anyway, this young lady, before we start getting to her story, I just want to say that thank you for sharing your story, first of all, right? Thank you very much. I understand you were 19 when all of this happened, or started, I should say. So I'm not here to judge you whenever I'm saying whatever I'm saying. I'm hoping I can talk to the next woman and really like help them see certain things from a perspective, because let me tell you something. Here's what like my main message for 2025. Let's normalize checking paperwork before we spread our legs open for these men. I don't think you understand what country we're in right now. It's 2025. Trump is elected president as far as today. Being January 3rd. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, let's see. Inauguration needs to happen. You know, they voted for Speaker of the House today, I guess. You know, let's see what happens. But as far as any, you know, the country has already made their mind. They've made this decision. Like, this is what we're in. So I think it's my duty. As a real estate agent, licensed real estate agent, because when y'all come to me looking for housing, right? And it's like situations be popping up. I'm like, girl, where's the man at who gave you these kids? Who dropped these kids off with you? He needs to be here. And we could have avoided this had you talked to me, come to me looking for housing before you sleep with him. Let me help you check his paperwork. Yes. Because if they're serious, put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. And these are the same type of guys that are going to say you should have chose better. I'm telling you what you can go online, you see it. You see what these guys are saying, you should have chose better. After they done lied, they done schemed, they done cheated, they done did all kinds of things. You feel me? With no remorse. And then you're left with the kid. And then you're wondering, what is this? Like, what's going on here? You know? And it's like, you know, you know, there's women I've talked to as, you know, customers, because they're not clients. We haven't signed any exclusive agreements. So it's like when we're doing a consultation and it's like, yeah, I hear your story and I feel for you. But the income is not making sense for you to move with the, like, if you want a room, yeah, but you know, to rent a room with a kid is not easy to find a lot of those types of, you know, situations. And that's if you even want to, right? Because it is, you know, there's a lot of stigma with renting rooms. I've rented a room twice in my life, you know. I don't think it's shameful. If you can do it, do it. But I think it's easier done when you're single with nobody's kid on your hip. So anyway, yes. I get really passionate about this because I just, housing is super important. And if there were certain things that were avoided, I think that people would. But that's my perspective, like I said, I'm trying to give it as a licensed real estate agent who does come across applications, who do talk to landlords, who do talk to lenders. So, okay, so let's get to Kylie's story. Like I said, disclaimer, girl, if you see this, it's nothing against you personally, and I'm sorry to you because I feel bad because you were young, and when the adults, the older adults in the situation should have been more responsible, he chose to take advantage. Because let's call it what it is. If you ready to put your name to all of this, sir, and really say your side of the story, which I know is going to be crazy, it's not going to, you know. She said she said it straight. No chaser. No chaser. And I you know, there's her side, his side, and God's side. So, you know, but it's just crazy to come out here and say all this happened to you, and it's not mostly true, or it's not all the way true. I would like to hope it's all the way true, but people come out here and say whatever on the internet. So with that being said, everything's alleged. Because it's taking me so long to come online because, you know, people ready to, did you say for sure? No, not for surely. I don't know. I don't know nobody out here. You feel me? I know myself. I know me. So, but yeah, with that being said, yes, girl, that disclaimer, because this is not personal. This is in no way personal. We just trying to get to, I just want to let the other young women know before they get caught up. Please come to me. Like, let's make sure he can get you that housing before you have his baby. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize that. Let's make sure he can get you that housing before he sticks you and gets you stuck with that baby. Yes. 2025, let's normalize checking paperwork before we spread these legs open. Yeah, that part. Cause girl, trust me, you know, look, I'm older. I'm in, let's say the age cause it is what it is. I'm in my 30s, okay? So, trust me, you was young. 19, child, when I was 19, I'm saying, you know, I can understand being gullible, especially at that age. However, I wasn't that gullible. Okay, and I feel like it's, you know, I got to shout out to the parents, even though we don't really talk like that these days. Shout out to the 20 plus years, 20 years, I should say, that I live with them on a daily, consistent basis. And see, like, being in a two-parent household. So, you know, for me, it's simple math. I'm not taking less than what my mother got. Because that's what I grew up with. And I feel like they always love to say the next generation needs to be doing better, right? So, I didn't realize that people don't have both parents out here to really, they don't understand it's a balance. And it does take a village. So I'm trying to do my part. So yeah, I'm talking to the other, to the young women to let them know, because we got to cut this out. We got to cut this out. We got to cut this out. When it comes to housing, I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked that these men are they're out here moving like this, and they don't understand the implications of their movements. And then they be the main ones. I want to be in the drive. You want to be in the driver's seat. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I know how to drive, babes. I know how to drive. I can take myself from point A to point B, even to point Z. So what are you saying? Like, you want to be in charge, but you don't even know how you're moving? Is like you really gotta watch how these men really be driving. Like, look and see how they move. But yeah, I can help you with that. Nip it at the bud, right? We're gonna nip it at the bud. Bring them to me. Let's check their paperwork before you spread your legs open. I don't even want them. You feel me? I want you before you come to me, because you're not gonna come to me with a baby on the hill. And he's not there. Because I've seen plenty of that too. Let's stop normalizing that. Let's have him. If they talking about I'm not ready to get married, I'm not trying to do all of that. All right, cool, bet. That's fine. Let me see the deed with my name on it, and let me see how you paid for it, and I'm gonna check public records to make sure you did all of that before I open my legs and let you give me a baby that is unwanted. Because it's like, bro, like, let me see how committed you are to me having your baby. Do you understand what you're gonna go through as a woman having some of these men's baby? Anyway, let's get to it, okay? But girl, Kylie, I feel for you, and this is nothing personal. Like I said, I'm just trying to send the message to the youth, and hopefully I hope that my message is coming from a positive place. It's coming from a productive place. Because at the end of the day, I want to help more young people get housing. And you have housing. Not saying you don't have housing. Because it looks like you do and you're good. Thank God. But let's start. Let's start with the story. All right, so this is part one.
A series of who the fuck did I have a baby? Okay, this is gonna be a series of who the fuck did I have a baby by? Okay, so me and my baby daddy met at work. Obviously, I'm in the military. He's also in the military. So, boom, we met in Hawaii. We got in Hawaii. That was that. We came back from Hawaii, and we were just chilling. At this time, he had told me that, he had all these businesses and these cars and these homes, and he wasn't married. He was a single father. My baby daddy has a previous daughter. I'm not gonna say her name, but I think she's like 10 or 11. So we hung out. We were grown folks. We got to know each other. And one day, while I was at work, I get a call from his phone, and it's a woman. I'm gonna say her name. Her name is Nika. This is his wife. That's his wife's name. So she calls me and she was like, why was I talking to her husband? I don't remember the exact conversation, but I know I had said something smart because he ended up texting me. At this time I had 3 phones, so he texted my other phone tell her this, tell her that, and all this other stuff. So I was just telling her I don't mess with your husband, whatever like that, because that's what he told me. So I got a phone with her, and then I'm calling him, and I'm like, so you're married or whatever like that? And then he was like, no, I'm not married. That's my ex-wife. She's down here visiting my daughter. Because at the time, he was telling me that he was a single father and he had custody of his daughter. So he's like, she crazy and all this other stuff. So after he was saying that she was crazy and that wasn't his wife and all this stuff, we continued our relationship because I'm thinking oh, this woman's lying and she's delusional, she's crazy. So I'm like, I kicked her to the side. So I thought. So we're going to fast forward past that. So me and her talked again. Me and her will always go back and forth on social media. We'll be arguing with each other. We'll be, just doing little petty stuff. Because I'm thinking girl, she want my man. She want her ex back. Her ex-husband. I'm just going to do this one. I'm going to have to do another part.
Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the comments. Like I said, she was 19, so let's not too much on her. She was 19 at the time, but she didn't say that until later. So I gotta hit spoiler alert on me, but like I said, you can see the story. Look it up yourself. This is on my channel. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, yes, we love a positive queen. Yeah, I saw another one. Yeah, let's talk about that. We're gonna do that on the next day. Tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that. See if there's some gems we can get from that, and we gonna react to that. Cause what, girl? There's a lot actually. There's a lot of these going on. Are we surprised? Who else? So everybody surviving married me. Who else surviving a married man? That's the comment. Okay. I ain't gonna do this because it's too long. It's gonna get too long. So anyway, with this being in the part 1, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. His wife called. This is straight up from part 1. Girl, God gave you the earliest clue, but again, she was 19 at the time. Y'all gonna find that out, but I have to say it because I don't want to come off like I'm aggressive. You feel me? Or judgmental. She was young at the time, but the fact that some woman called your phone, because I'm talking to the other young women. If you get this type of sign, take it for what it is. Because if you're dealing with a man and a woman is calling saying that is my husband, take it for what it is. It don't matter if she's lying or not. He has problems. He has 99 problems. It's definitely one of them. He got a lot of issues. That's my point. That's it right here. That's it right there. You see how quickly we could have been done with this? We didn't have to get to how many parts. No tea, no shade. Like I said, not talking to you. Because at the end of the day, this man, he's older than you. And he should have been more responsible had he really been about his stuff. Because that's another thing. Because a lot of these men like to act I'm the man, I'm supposed to be charged. But this is what happens when you're charged. You lying, you scheming, you're getting people pregnant. Like, how irresponsible is that? How old are you? And even then, it's like, what? Like, I don't care. You can be old enough to create a child at 12. Like your semen is already kicking when you're young. Let's keep it a buck. So it's like you really need to be like from young. You need to understand, like, you can't be going out here thinking you're going to be doing all of this chaoticness and think you in the right. Like, spiritually, what? It's going to come back to you. Because it's like you can't be living, I don't think you're living a good life if you're going out here doing, and this is going to catch up to you. Because you're going to be the right one. Because I think some other, little girls all up in her comments that she's doing this story time talking about that's my man now. Like, not even the wife. You understand? Like, it's just like, girl, like, come on, like y'all women. I understand that these men are supposed to be in charge, but until they're ready to pick up their big boy pants and make the right decisions out here, I'm sorry to say, I'm not saying all men are like this, but a lot of them seem to be running loose. Loose as a goose. They outside and they creating chaos, vandalism, fraud. Okay, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying all men, because there's some good men out here. I do strongly believe there are some good men out here, but they're few and very far between. Okay. Yeah, he's older too at that. He shouldn't be doing this. Like, I think from what she was saying, I think he's like 43 or something like that. That's why they like him young. Let's talk about that. That's why they like him young. 19? And you in your 40s? What y'all got to talk about? Like, you old enough to be her father. Let's keep it a buck. Because these guys can have kids at 16, 15, 12. Let's keep it at that. You old enough to be her father. Why are you okay with that type of behavior? What did y'all have to talk about? For real. And it's like, you're going to see he lied a lot. He lied a lot. Like, it's diabolical. It's diabolical. So that's what I'm saying. Women, I really want to, I need for y'all to understand that you're going to have to be the leaders this year.
And I have the highest confidence ever
Oh my goodness. Like, I don't understand why TikTok is even like this. Hold on.
Hey, friend, girl.
Like, hold on. I'm trying to do this in order. Hold on. Actually, yeah, that's because it's like I already muted it there. Like, what's going on? Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. All right. And before I forget, because, what? So, yeah, like, I think it's important to let the women know this year. I think, we need to be checking paperwork before we spread our legs open if we really want to be dealing with these men. Because you have to understand, they talking about pro-life. They're talking about pro-life, or they want pro-life. Okay, in order to be pro-life, for me, I think we need to be diligent with vetting. Yeah. Come to me, talk to me, let us check these guys' paperwork before you spread your leg, and then they give you chat, and then they're giving you story, and they're giving you wahala. Are you okay? Is everything alright? Do we have to do that? No. Y'all gotta ladies. let's make like we gotta be in charge of selecting who we're giving consent to. Let's have informed consent. Yes, let that be the word of the year. Informed consent. You need to know that he is qualified to get between them legs. And if he get between them legs, girl, and you ain't vetting properly, just, leave it. You got to charge it to the game. Man, them got over you. Like, that's it. You got to charge it to the game, because what else? What else? Like, bring him to your local real estate agent. First of all, I'm going to need for y'all to do is like a Zillow search at the very least. Look at the neighborhood that you say you want to be in. Look at different properties. Look at what you're talking about you like. You need to show him this is what you want to be in. Because if you have his kid, where are you having his kid? Under the road? On the sidewalk? At his mama's house? And that's another good question. Which hospital are we going to? Let's normalize having these conversations before we spread our legs. Because as I see it, sex comes with two big symptoms, two big risks and side effects. That's how look at two big risks and side effects. One of which is pregnancy, the second of which is STD. So you need to see which hospital will he take you to. Should he give you any of these side effects? Let us ask these questions before we have people spreading legs, and then you're producing babies, and then you're wondering where you're going to, and then it's like a lot of it's gonna be the woman who's has to make sure this man's seed is taken care of. He don't even care about a lot of these. They don't care about their seed. So that's what I'm saying. Like they're saying pro-life. You can't get rid of this choice he wants to now. It's terrorism. That's how I look at it. They want to hijack your womb. Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. I'm telling you, at least if you're going to do that, have them come and see me. Let us make sure they're qualified to get you that house you want to be in when you're having that is baby. Make sure of what you're doing before you spread your legs for these men. I'm telling you, they're saying pro-life, not pro-choice, pro-life. So, yeah, that's where I gotta come from with it. So let's go to part 2. Because like I said, girl, it's not personal. It's not because you was a victim, babes. That's how I look at it. Yes, there were choices you made that you should have avoided, because it's like once a woman came to you talking about she's married, that's already like red flags. Dude got issues. And you like, it's like, first of all, I'm asking her how you get my number? Like, what's going on? Because how come you could find me and I know nothing about you? And but you know what? if we're normalizing checking paperwork, we're not even getting to this extent. Let's check paperwork before we spread our legs open, because it's like, let me see your ID. Let's start there, because they be lying about who they are. Let me see your ID. Yeah. Let me see your full name, the address on there. I'm gonna do my at least a free Google check, baby. Google search is free. See what pull up there. At least start there. You're not trying to do a background check. At least start there. Yeah, check ID before we spread our legs open. Let's normalize knowing a person's first, middle, and last name before we sleep with them. How about that? I'm not saying, look, I'm not perfect. Been there, done that. Several t-shirts for it, unfortunately. But if I can help the next young woman avoid the mistakes that I'm seeing other people done, that I've seen aunts, moms, cousins, other women, let's help each other, because they're talking about pro-life. Let us not even have a need to go to an abortion clinic. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here. But let's not have to go to these clinics because we check the paperwork before we open our legs. Because this is what it has come down to. This is what it's come down to. Like, what's going on with these men? I want to know. Why women have to why women have to do all of that? If y'all really mostly good, why we have to be on guard like this? If you want to be the man, you want to be in charge, why y'all not being responsible about y'all being in charge? The people want to know. The people want to know. We're curious. We just want to have an understanding. Anyway, like as you can see, I talk a lot. I'm gonna edit this out when I'm posting this for other people. But it's like, girl, please don't. Let's normalize not doing. Let's normalize not spreading our legs before we check and confirm the paperwork. Yeah, look for the place you want. Show it to him. Let's start there. Will he get it for you if you sleep with him and accidentally y'all get pregnant and you have his child? Because where are you going to have his child? These men, oh my gosh, they are so ill. Y'all will say anything and everything but action. Doing some actual action. Let me see you really put your money where your mouth is. Bring them to me. Bring them here. Let's check the paperwork. Let's make sure he can get you into that house he's talking about. Because that's the next thing. Because he's going to lie. He going to lie, say, yeah. Put your money where your mouth is. What? Put your money where your mouth is. Let's go see Kat. She can help make sure that you're qualified. She's a licensed real estate agent. She going to make sure you qualify to get us this housing, babes. Yes, girl, I'm here for ya. We'll check everything, girl. Check his name, check his funds, check his income, check his credit. Okay? Am I missing something? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. pretty sure that was my neighbor, and that's a different story for a different day. Anyway. Yeah, if you can hear my neighbors, this is what happens when you're in New York City. This is not even I'm in, I can't even explain my living situation. I'm doing too much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, New York City apartment living. The walls are, ceiling I should say, is pretty thin because I'm on the ground floor. Anyway. So yeah, I apologize for that noise because it's not like I go up there, bust kneecaps, and tell them to be quiet, right? Like I've said it and asked plenty of times. Trust me. The house has thin floors, so I just roll with the punches. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just like really trying to understand where we're doing pro life without really holding men accountable. So let me help y'all. Let me help y'all make sure that they can get you this housing before you spread your legs open for them. And then they're telling you stories after the fact. So let's get to part 2.
Okay, so in the previous video, I told y'all how he had said that he had businesses and homes and a car, like a Range Rover and a truck and a BMW and all this stuff. This is really important because I'm gonna get back to it later, but it's really important. So I also told y'all how you didn't have a wife. That's another thing. So I told you that she ended up calling me, contacting me, we talked, and basically said she told me that she was his wife. So this happened over a course of a year of us just going back and forth, and then it comes to around to his birthday time. So around his birthday time, which his birthday is in September, I ended up going all out for him, buying him all these clothes, these shoes, some cologne. Like I had like set up like a hotel, bought him like balloons, did the whole 9 yards, y'all. And he ended up like not even, I was blowing his phone, like, you know, where you at? Like, come see me, whatever. You know, just trying to get him to come and see the surprise that I had for him. So it was like he wasn't calling. I had at least called him like, I would say like 30 times a day. It takes him about 30 times a day. And no response. So I'm just like, okay, dang, you know, maybe, you know, something went wrong because I'm happy to him. So I'm worried. And it comes time, he eventually like calls me back. And I'm like, you know, where you been at all day or whatever like that. He's like, I've been busy, my phone broke, I was getting my phone fixed, but I'm on the way. He also said that he needed to go to TJ Maxx to get him some drawers. This is also a very important thing. So he goes to TJ Maxx. He's supposed to go to TJ Maxx to get some drawers and then come see me. He shows up with no drawers in hand. But we get there and it's like he don't want to look me in my face. He don't want to talk to me. He don't want to do nothing. And it's also going to be a little bit of TMI, but we, you know, it came time to do, and, like, he couldn't, like, you know, get up or whatever. So, the next day, we ended up deciding that we were going to go to Las Vegas? Yeah, Las Vegas. So, we go to Las Vegas. Going to Las Vegas, we drove. So, on the ride there, I get this text from this number. Come to find out, it's Nika, the wife. She sends me all these screenshots. They talking about sex, and she sent me this long paragraph like, yeah, he came, and this is not the first time he came, or whatever like that. Hopefully I can say that, but she says that. So I'm just like, so he tries to snatch the phone from me, and I snatch it back so I could see, like, you know, finish reading what I was reading. And then I just get to like hitting him all in his face or whatever like that. Like I'm just decking him in his face or whatever. And this is from his number, by the way. So I'm just decking him all up in his face. And I eventually calmed down. He pulls over and I was like, take me back. We were already like an hour or something until they dropped. I wanted to go back. So he was telling me like her friend is a phone hacker. She hacked my phone and all this other stuff, and I'm just still like hitting him, and it was just crazy. So we end up getting back into the car, and I kind of believed that she hacked his phone because again he told me that she was delusional. So we get to Vegas. He spent all this money on me. He give me like $7,000. I blew that up in Vegas, and we had went past that. But the only reason I'm saying this because it's going to get important to when it gets to me breaking down all these lies that he told me. I'm gonna make another part. Okay, so in the previous video, I told y'all how he had said that he had businesses and homes and a car, like a rent.
Okay. That's a good question. How old are you and how old is he? Definitely. Where did anybody really supposed to? Now he's a Virgo. Okay, yeah, he did. She did say he's September, but ma'am, Libra's also in September. I just like to say that. Okay, Virgos, they not that. They not that crazy. They crazy, but they not that crazy. Like they more so about their paper. So they'd rather go actually get that paper and be in that paper and be living the lifestyle of that paper than to be lying about that paper. Because either way, it's just a weird person in general. I'm not trying to put this as a sign thing, but it's giving Libra. Them air signs. I mean, there's some productive Libras, don't get me wrong, but them air signs. Okay, let's see. Birthday in September, is he a Virgo? No, we don't know. He could be a Libra. Okay, so those are the comments. Oh my goodness, did y'all even hear it? I think y'all did, but through my microphone. So it could be echoing. I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, let's just do it like that because I don't got time to be worried about that mic. Okay. So let me do this. Yeah. I'm putting up computer to charger. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna like keep practicing this so I can get better with the time because this is turning a bit long. So I'm gonna get to part 3 and just keep it playing. Because I already said a lot.
Okay, this is going to be part 3, but I want to rewind just a little bit. It's going to take a few seconds. So, I told y'all how we were both in the military. So, I am in the military, and I am a junior sailor. And he was in the military, but he obviously wasn't a junior sailor. Again, he was twice my age. At this time, when we first met, I was 19, and I believe he was 43. So, just to put that in perspective. So, the point of me telling you this is, when me and her talked the first time, he basically said that she wanted to tell our job on us, which me and him were not even allowed to talk just based off, our ranking. So, if you're in the military, you know what I mean. Another thing is, I want to add 2 people to the story. So, I'm going to add a Billy, which is Nika's cousin, and I'm going to add a Shayla, which is Nika's cousin's wife. So, I told y'all how we were on the way to Vegas, and I eventually believed him. I believed him because he called Billy, Nika's cousin, and Billy vouched for him. So I thought. And another thing is, me and Billy would always talk on the phone, but it wouldn't be on my phone, and it would always be on, like, I'm going to call my baby daddy Tyrone. It would be on Tyrone's phone. And I kind of thought that was weird, but, I kind of didn't know him like that. And so, we would, like, talk and chit-chat, and, he was even talking to my friend once upon a time. This is also very important, so please keep this part in the back of y'all mind. So let me put this image in y'all head. So me and Tyrone are in the car headed to Las Vegas. I get the message. I start hitting him. He ends up calling Billy, Nika's cousin. Billy ends up vouching for him as in, no, they're not married. They weren't together. She's crazy. She's delusional. This is Billy, Nika's cousin. So I thought. So now that is cleared up, we're going to fast forward to October. So August, when I talked to her, September, his birthday, October. October is when we decided that we were going to get married. I don't know. So October rolls around. Me and him, we are ring shopping. You know, we're talking about what colors we wanted for our wedding. You know, like what people we was going to have in the wedding. And at this time, Billy, Nika's cousin, which Nika is the wife, is saying like, you know, like kind of in on it too. So when we do this all October, going towards the end of November. Now this is where it gets real juicy. So towards the end of November, I end up going through his phone and I see that he had a trip. He was in a group chat with some people. One of the people being the wife, Nika, and he had a group chat talking about going on a trip for her birthday. Her birthday was in November. I never confronted him about going on a trip until it was like a day or two before the trip, and I was like, do you have something to tell me? And he was basically like, no, I don't have nothing to tell you. So I just, you know, confront Tyrone like, you're going on this trip with her and her people. And Tyrone gets all sentimental, and he like, I had paid for the trip a year in advance, and that's the only reason I'm going. You know, baby, if you don't want me to go, I ain't gonna go, whatever like that. But you know, I'm gonna lose all my money. I done paid I think he told me he paid like $14,000 for this trip. So I'm like, okay, don't worry about it. I don't want you to lose your first $14,000 or whatever. So y'all, let me tell y'all, it's like time for the trip. And you know, I'm still salty. So basically, they head to Jamaica and all this other stuff. So I'm hawking this woman page down. When I say I'm hawking her page down, because he told me like, I'm not gonna see her on the trip. We're not sitting in the same room. You know, we're not gonna be around each other with the group. So I just end up getting mad, making posts like, you know, you with another woman, but you want to trip with another woman, but you got a whole girl at home. Being me. She sees the post, and she basically like, I ain't the other girl, I'm the wife. You basically the other girl. So she ends up posting pictures of them taking pictures together. They was on the beach together. They was together, and he told me he didn't even see her on this trip. So at that point, I'm just 38 hot because it's too much lying going on, and I'm still catching him in these little lies. So when he get back, I go into full detective mode. I mean, when I say full detective mode, I'm checking that phone every day. But I told you, they have a child together. But every time I would...
See, that'd be the problem. You're already identifying yourself as your grandson's grandmother. Y'all need to decenter yourself away from these men. What is this? Girls lie so much it's a shame and never take account of their actions. It's always what everybody else did. Girl, why is you like this? Let me not highlight the negativity, because girl, good night. I can't be bothered. And you a grandma, so I'm going to try and respect you. Like, and I'm here digging in it. Like, because I'm just trying to figure out, like, well, anyway.
I would check that phone, they would never have any messages. So when I say they would never have any messages, I mean they wouldn't even have one single message. So I could never basically get what I wanted. Although I had those messages she had sent from before, I'm like, oh, his phone was hacked in, so those messages not even true. So I wanted like some evidence that, you know, they were, you know, actually married. So I really could not get that from his phone. And not even to mention this part, because I forgot this part, he flew with this woman first class to Jamaica. You know, he took me to Vegas. He flew her first class.
Because that's his wife. Let's clock it. Because these women... When you find out a man is married and you continue to deal with him, please understand he's not going to give you the best of the best. He's definitely not giving you the best of himself. He's married. Married.
to Jamaica. But not even did he fly her first class. Let me get into this gritty. Me and him had a Jamaica trip planned. And what this man did was the day up that we were supposed to go on the trip, he told me basically the plane had broke down and we weren't able to go because they had canceled the flight, and basically he was getting his money back. So for me, I'm going to say I had packed. I don't know if he had packed. He said he had packed and had his clothes up in the car. So I had packed all my clothes up. I had bought me some new clothes, bought me some new shoes. You know, I had got my hair done and everything. And the plane breaks down. So I'm sad. I'm like, dang, you know, this is going to be our first trip out the country. Like, you know, that was going to be my first time out the country. So I'm just like, dang, the plane broke down. Like, what our luck? You know, just believing him because, you know, at this time, he's my man. So I'm believing what my man telling me because there's no...
2020 is hindsight, ain't it? It's easy to judge from the outside looking in. Don't do that. She's telling you her story. She's telling you what was going on as she was in it. You know? Be happy that she even shared this story with you. You were here watching and commenting. Like, I don't know. People be too... Anyway, it's like I said in the beginning, I'm not trying to judge this young lady because at the end of the day, she was a victim. She was young. Certain questionable moral decisions that was made. Yes. However, she's 19. Why is she even put in this mix? Why is she in this mix? Man should have been truthful to himself and his vows before coming to the young lady. Because let's also normalize putting responsibility where it belongs. That older man. 43? Are you kidding me? Bro. He sounds like he's already somebody's dad. Oh yeah, he is. Single father. And he has a daughter from my understanding. Like, are we serious? Please.
Wait, my man's gonna lie about this plane breaking down, but he got all these businesses and Range Rovers and BMW and homes, right?
And let's talk about that. Because at the end of the day, these men know. First of all, not only are you trying to talk to this girl who just like 19, come on, that's a baby. Like, what she know about life? For real. This girl doesn't sound like she was outside like that. Let's be honest. Because for her to get caught up with this guy, sounds like she was at home. Hopefully. Naive, basically. Not knowing of the world. Because what? She was a child. She's supposed to be at home, so shout out to her parents. I think it's her mom, because she was saying later that her mom was the only person who could come to the hospital. Anyway, we'll get to that. Not only you lying about your marriage status, you lying about your bread. You had to lie about your marriage status, and you had to lie about the money you had to get at this young girl. Because at least she has the sense to, like, okay, he says he got these things, so she's not trying to give her cookie to just any guy. Because at the end of the day, these guys want to sleep with you, knowing that the responsibility to bear with them sleeping with you, they're going to put it squarely on your shoulder. So you understand that you got to lie to this girl as an older man because, you know, I don't know what the whole situation is. I can only go off of what sis is telling us right here because that's what we going to work with. Because when y'all ladies come to me with the baby on the hip, you feel me? I wish I could talk to y'all like that. But I don't really know all of y'all like that, so I'm trying to build a community of people, of like-minded people. I want to spread it to the youth, let them know, because there's not enough women out here really telling these girls what it is and what it do. Let's talk about it, because there's some girls who are actively, they seek married men. Let's talk about it. There's some who they got a lot of chaos going on in their lives. They have a lot of stuff going on in their life. And they are not They rather just like, it's not like, there's people that's ignorant, so I don't want to blame the ignorant people that don't know. If you don't know better, how can you do better, right? But I'm talking about the women who just choose to just like live crazy because it's like, oh, there's no hope for better. Okay? Example being, once they find out situations like this, they trying to turn them into a sugar daddy. How much money can I get out of you? They actually making sure that he's paying for stuff though. I ain't gonna lie to you, girl. You could have, yeah. So if you're doing all this, make sure he's paying for your lifestyle. But still, just understand that it's not gonna be much he's giving you that he's gonna give. He's gonna give his wife more. There's a reason why he married that woman. There's a reason why he went in front of God, family, and friends and made commitments and signed paperwork with the government to say that's his wife. You get what I'm saying? So what's he like? Think about it. He said out loud who he's willing to protect, cherish, take care of, quote unquote, treat right, whatever. Because they be lying, they be capping. They make vows in front of people's faces and they be breaking them all willy-nilly. They do not care. Okay, that's my point. They don't care about you, girl. If they making promises, breaking these promises to this, like they outside in the world talking about, oh, I value. And don't get me wrong, there's women who also do this. I'm not trying to be a sexist here because I have seen and heard of women doing this. Exact egregious behavior. So please understand. I'm not trying to say all men is like this or all women is like this. I'm saying there are some individuals, bar gender, who act like this. It's insane. And it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, they lie in front of people and they broke those promises and this woman is calling your phone, and if he can treat her like that and he made promises in front of the world, what do you think he's going to do to you where nobody really knows who you are in his life? Do you get what I'm saying? Nobody knows who you are in his life outside for the whole wide world. That's what I'm saying. Like, these men want to sleep with you, sleep with women. I'm going to talk to y'all how I talk to myself. They want to come and sleep with you and give you the risk and side effects of either pregnancy or STD. And they think somebody will be happy with them after you've opened your legs and give them the best of yourself, because you can't get that back, babes. After you don't chop, you don't chop. He finished chopping, you don't chop done, finish. You don't bust him open and chop and finish. You don't get. Let us avoid that in 2025, because it's like, tell them, come talk to me. Come talk to me. Come talk to Kat. She's a licensed real estate agent. Let's check your paperwork and make sure everything is legit. Because if you give me the side of either pregnancy or STD, I need to know what hospital, first of all, I'm going to, because you go, what? You want to give me the clap? Well, you going to take that clap and take care of that clap. What are you talking about? There's it too. What? Let me tell you something. Once you start really like asking yourself these questions, you gotta say these things out loud. Ask them so you can see their reaction. Let's normalize checking people's paperwork. Okay, you don't want to show me your ID? Let me see your STD papers. Yeah, let me do that. That's your name, right? That's you? Let me make sure you ain't got no diseases. You want me to sleep with you? That's if you're really that interested. If you have to open your legs for him this year, at least check that. Check that. Let me see your medical records, because you want me. No. At least the STD part that you're all clear. You get they're all clear. And then what happens if I have your baby? Second question. What happens if this interaction you want us to do? Because they love to say it's as easy as a handshake. Oh yeah, with a handshake I'm not living with your baby. Let's talk about that. Let's do the handshake. You want to do a handshake? Second question. What happens if you have this baby? Huh? Where people staying? How you having this baby? Huh? Huh? Hey, how are you even getting to the hospital? What kind of style? What's the lifestyle to the hospital? What's the lifestyle? Huh? What's the lifestyle on what road? On what road? Let's normalize visualizing things with these people before we sleep with them. What is this? Oh, again, huh? Yeah, pro-life. This is how I'm gonna. Yeah, I want to spread the message of pro-life. I want to spread the message of pro-life. I am pro-life. Pro-life, baby girl, pro-life. Yes, pro-life. Baby girl, bring him to me. Bring him over here. Let me help you make sure he's qualified to enter that your legs, to enter your kingdom, and he want to pillage the whole thing. I'm telling you the truth. Hey, don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Do you understand that these men will leave you stranded? They talking pro-life. They talking pro-life, not pro-choice. Babes. This is how we exercise the pro-choice without them knowing. That is pro-choice. Let's normalize this, because then let's normalize informed consent. Informed consent. Let's normalize that. This is craziness. You're an older man. You're supposed to be being respectful, mindful. You have a daughter. Like, you know, I used to ask, would you like this if this happened to your sister, mother, daughter, cousin, auntie? Some of these men are disgraceful. One guy, the way he answered it, he said, oh, she better know better. It's on her. It's on her. Mind you, he's doing fuckery. He's doing fuckery. Next thing he gonna say, because I'm like, that's crazy, you know, you should lead by example, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, I ain't even worried because she's a lesbian, so she ain't. But it's like, the way he even said you're not even worried, that's my thing. Y'all ready to do things to other people's daughters, but then it's like when it comes to your child, but then some men don't care. And you need to ask them these questions. Because next thing you know, you have their child, and then what happened? Story. Hey, you're listening to Johnny. You're listening to somebody. Whoa, and it's too late. I don't want to hear your story with your kid on my hip. That's crazy. Let's normalize checking paperwork before we spread our legs open in 2025. Let's spread that message. Let's make that go viral. Let's make that go viral. Okay. So, hold on. Let's go to part 4. Ciao. Okay, so this is an intermission. It's an intermission she said about, so I'm gonna let y'all listen to that real quick.
Before I continue to part 4, I wanted to do a quick intermission. Number 1, everybody is asking, why did you say, why did you believe him, and all this other stuff. At this time, me and him were living together. I later found out that we were only living together because he told his wife that he was living on, like, at our job. He did not say that, you know, he didn't tell her that he was living with me. The next thing I'm going to say is I really thought it was self-explanatory, but I am not the wife. My name is Kyla. His wife's name is
Kyla.
There's 2 different things. I'm not the wife. And the last thing I want to say is I understand that.
Girl, I said your name is Kylie. That's how I was pronouncing your name. I am so sorry. Kyla. I apologize. I'm so sorry, Kyla. I'm so sorry. I messed up your name. I hate messing up people's names. Because I hate when they mess up my name. For example, I'll tell people my name is Catherine, and the next thing you know, they're calling me Christine. I'm like, where you get Christine from? But it's okay. It's happened so many times, you will not believe it. Anyway, I'm sorry, Kyla. I'm really sorry about mispronouncing your name. I apologize.
And if this is a touchy subject for some people, and some people have, past trauma with stuff like this, but that don't mean come to my page and be mean, you know, when I've already been through enough, as y'all can see. Like, it's much more to the story.
There's
so
no
that
reason
don't
to be
mean
mean.
come on my page and be rude and mean because of your past trauma. You cannot tell me that I knew something that I did not know. At this time, like I told y'all, I was 19 years old. I did not know about looking up a marriage certificate. I did not know about looking up a divorce. I did not know about any of that. I'm going to get back to the part of us living together, because a part of us living together is a big reason why I stayed with him for so long and why I believe.
Because she had said something that I felt.
And another thing I want to say is the reason that I added Shayla and Billy into my last time is because they also played a big role in the story. For example, I used to always go back and forth with Shayla.
I try my best not to judge.
Nika.
But
Shayla being Billy's wife, Billy being Nika's cousin. Everybody is asking me about the wife, and I don't know how she felt. I don't know her side of the story. If y'all want her side of the story, y'all would probably have to request that from her. I don't know how she felt at the time and what she was going through. But part 4 will be posted soon, so thank y'all for listening. Before I continue to part 4,
first of all, I would like to say, Kyla, I apologize for messing up your name. And yeah, she's 19. She was 19 at the time this had happened. So she was young. What does that say about that guy who was 43 in the military? And apparently he's in a position, according to her, allegedly, he has a high position in the military. But I don't know, child, if it wasn't for the fact that you said you and him was staying in your barracks room together, I'd be like, is he really in the military? Like, what really was his position? So I'm hoping that you at least confirmed his position for the very least. Like, I hope you know the differences in the positions within you in there, you in the Navy. So you should know better than me. I've never been a part. I worked as a flight attendant, and it was a charter airline, and a lot of the clientele, a lot of the contracts this airline got was military contracts. So I have seen them on the plane, and I see, they was well behaved, I guess, for the most part. But child, the military men be traveling. That's all I can say. For sure. That's all I can say for sure. So, I just hope that you confirmed that he is whatever position that he is. Like, did you even see his military ID? I don't know, because it's just like, but then again, you're 19. Why would you think to check his license, his ID, just to verify he is who he says he is? But you're meeting him in the Navy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you, there's grace. You feel me? And like I said in the beginning, Kyla, if you see this, this is not personal. I really want to help the next lady if I can by explaining to them how, showing them these stories like yours, and showing them how some of these men, because it's like, when I be wanting to say these situations be happening, I don't be having, I can't say people's exact stories. You get what I'm saying? Especially as a licensed real estate agent, that is a confidentiality situation, right? So I can, I'm trying to give a consultation, it's an unwanted consultation because you didn't ask me for it. But you feel me? But some of these girls, they're gonna come up to me and I'm gonna be like, well, did you do? This is, come to me first before you open your legs to him. That's what I'm telling you, young ladies. 2025, let's normalize checking paperwork before we spread open our legs. Let's make them put their money where their mouth is. Respectfully. Before they ask you to put your mouth where it don't belong. So she has 2 part 4s. So just gotta explain that to you. real quick, and we're gonna get to it. Sorry, let me completely forgot I had. You see all these buttons I gotta be pressing, like it's too much sometimes.
Chewing me down, I swear. I'm gonna get to this because y'all got me. Y'all are chewing me down. I swear. I'm gonna get to this because y'all got me so messed up. Like I told y'all in the intermission, he moved out from her. I did not know they lived together. He told me that he lived at our job, so he moved out from her and moved in with me in my barracks room. I'm going to explain a barracks room for people who don't know what it is. A barracks room is something that the people in the military give, like single junior sailors who don't have children. So he moved in with me in my barracks room. So with us living together, why would I think that he's married when we are living together? We are in the same place. I would not think he was married. I know it was a lot of red flags with him going on the trip. But again, we live together. Another thing that people are saying, why did I let him go on the trip? He was already going on the trip. The trip was already paid for. It was like 1 or 2 days before the trip when I had confronted him. And the only reason I waited to confront him is because I didn't want him knowing that I had the password to his phone. So that's the reason I waited to confront him. Now let's kick it into part 4. We're going to really get down to it. So I told you that we had lived together. And this is where Billy and Shayla really kind of comes into play. So I have a friend, and I'm going to call her Kai. So my friend Kai was supposed to be talking to Billy, which is Shayla's husband. Billy is also Nick's cousin. Keep this in mind. So Tyrone comes to me and was like, Billy wants Kai, which is my friend's information. So I'm like, okay. So I send Tyrone Kai's information, like her number, her Instagram, her Facebook, so he could give it to Billy because I'm thinking Billy wanted her information. So next thing I know, my friend is texting Billy, supposedly Shayla's husband, and they have been talking for, texting back and forth for a little minute. So happens it comes to where I want to check his phone one day, and I see that he has all these pictures of my friend Kai in his phone. They have each other on social media. They're liking each other pictures back and forth. They have each other number. And this was just weird to me because I'm like, I gave this to him to give to Billy. And this is kind of also around the time where it's starting to approach for our anniversary. So he basically told me, like, I can't spend time with you for our anniversary. I'm going to Jamaica with Billy. I also found that kind of odd because I'm like, why all of a sudden on our anniversary you want to go to Jamaica with Billy? So again, as I'm searching through his phone and I see that he has my friend information, my friend name, they've basically been communicating, but all the messages are kind of deleted, so I can't really see what they're talking about. I also am being told that he wants to go to Jamaica with Billy. So as I'm going through the phone, I see that it's this random number in his phone and it's saved under T. So I get to looking at the messages and it was like, hey, it was like he was saying like you beautiful and all this other stuff. And like the girl was kind of telling him like I'm pregnant, and I'm just like, so as she's telling him like I'm pregnant, my tummy hurts and all this other stuff, I just get to like going up, and I'm starting to see like this number is a Jamaica number, and also they're not even texting on regular phone, they're texting on WhatsApp. Be mindful, these messages are sexual, so I do end up confronting him, and I'm like, who is this you're texting on WhatsApp? He tells me that it's Nika brother that he's texting sexual on WhatsApp, and that's why the name saved is T. So I end up getting the number, I download WhatsApp, and I call her. And I asked her to explain to me what was going on and how does she know him, or I'm going to call her job.
She basically explains to me that they met in Jamaica. She is a Jamaican citizen, and I guess they met at the resort that he was staying at with his wife, Nika, on her birthday on a $14,000 trip that they flew first class to. Side note is, I never had any intention to call her job, but I just really wanted to get the information out because I kept uncovering lie after lie after lie. So not only did I find out that he is supposedly having a wife, I found my friend in his phone, and then again I found the Jamaica girl in his phone. So at this point, I'm just like, it's so much going, and him basically having a wife kind of got pushed to the back of my mind because it's two more people that I gotta check about. And at this time, I really just break down. I just start crying because I'm just like, what is the problem? Is it me? Like, what is going on? Are you married? Why are you communicating with my friend when my friend was supposed to be talking to Billy? Why are you communicating with a Jamaica girl that lives in Jamaica? And why is she saying that she's pregnant? And he kind of basically deflects the situation, and he ends up taking me out to eat, and he gives me some little things or whatever. So it kind of got pushed to the back of my mind, but it was always still lingering, like I wasn't happy during that time. The only thing that I can say that was true that he did say is that he had a BMW. So the BMW was not even his, it was his wife's sneakers. And I would drive it, and he would drive my car. And so that day, I ended up taking a picture inside the BMW because, we were out on a date. Nika sees it and then makes a post basically like her enemy in her car, something like that. So I'm just like, forget this. You got some explaining to do. So I gave him an ultimatum. I said, you have a week to show me that you are divorced or I'm leaving. And by the end of that week, he had divorce papers in hand with his and her signature on there. Y'all are chewing me down, I swear.
Let's talk about this. This part of her story. So I'm eating plantain chips. This part of her story, like I said, she made some moral questionable decisions. Again, she's 19. She was 19 at the time. She was young. And the only reason she's in this situation is because an older man, 43, put her in it. Let's start there. So I don't want to blame the young lady. I don't think she's at fault. I think it's a lot of situations, a lot of grown folk situations that she was put in. And it's like, what would you really do if you was in that? I'm not saying I would, there's certain situations I've been in. It was like I knew better, kind of, but it's like, you would be surprised how men, like some of these people lie. People say stuff, and if you're naive, gullible, easy to believe. But I'm telling you, as an older person, a woman in her 30s, and I check paperwork, because I help people with housing. I don't want the youth, the next woman watching this, the next young girl who comes across this, I want to help her avoid these mistakes, if possible. But yeah, she did make some morally questionable decisions, however you say that. Because why would you give, first of all, why are you giving the guy you're with, who's married by the way, but because he lied to you, you're thinking it's a crazy ex-wife, so whatever. You're going to give it to your man who obviously has an issue. Well, not obvious because you're not, this is, hindsight is 2020, but it's like, At least this time, at this moment, at this point. But you're young. I don't blame you. But any other woman, why you gonna give your man, your friends, all her contact information, her social media, her full name, her phone number, to your man to pass it off to the next married man that he told you he's married? That guy, and then only for him to just start talking to the friend himself, because it's just like, I already saw where this is going, because again, she's telling us the story from after the fact. So as she's telling the details, I'm just like, damn. All of this could have been avoided had you checked the paperwork. I'm just saying, up front. And not just check it, let's go through with it. Let's buy it. Yeah, babes. Let's buy it. Let's rent it out. Let's buy it. Put your money where your mouth is. That's what I feel. You want to sleep? You want to sleep with me? Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Just check paperwork. Let's normalize that. 2025. Let's normalize checking paperwork. Before we sleep with these men. What do you think? Do we agree? Do we agree? Do I have people who agree with me? I just think it avoids a lot of heartache and headache later on. Who agrees with me? I don't think it's too much to ask for. Since they want to sleep with you so bad. You want to sleep with me so bad. Let me see the paperwork. Let me see the paperwork. And then let's go to the closing table. Let's get to the closing table. Let's get to the closing table. Or at least let me get keys to this place. Let me see my neighbors on the deed or the lease. Although, if you can, go for the deed. How much commitment is he making to you if he's only willing to sign a lease with you? He's not ready to be a father. Let's be for real. He's not ready to be a father at that point. Because it's like, if you're committed, let's be committed. OMG. Sorry about that, y'all. So, yeah. Let's normalize checking paperwork before we spread our legs open in 2025. It's not saying if he can't afford these things, because that's the next thing. Oh, the gold digger, you're promoting. No, I'm promoting responsibility. Because let's say he's not qualified, or maybe he's qualified and he's not ready to pull the trigger and get this thing for you. Now, what's the next step? Okay, what are the plans to get us to that step? Let him give you a vision board, a business plan, outline. What is it going to look like after I sleep with you? And let him tell you right then and there, because he's going to see you're serious. Oh, yeah. Very serious. And that's when he will know who to play with and who not to play with. Because what are you talking about? What's your plan? After I sleep with you, what is the next step? What's happened? You can't buy me the house today. You can't buy me the house tomorrow. Huh? You can't show me paperwork where you got me a house, my name on the deed, and I can look up on public records. You say you can't do that in order for me to sleep with you tomorrow. Because again, sleeping with you is risk of pregnancy or STD. What is your plans for us to get to that step of me having my name on a deed where I can pull up public records and see that you bought that house for me? And I don't want to be on the mortgage. I don't want to hear nothing about me being on the mortgage. Yeah. Because that's how they live with the baby. Once they live with the baby, at least you have a house with deed. And if you can get one, multi-family, so you can at least collect rents. Please. You guys are willing to let these men leave you with babies but not houses. Okay. You don't believe in marriage. Fine. What's another way you can show me commitment before I have your baby? Let's ask those questions. Let's normalize asking those questions in 2025. I'm telling y'all, I'd be so happy to see you. Come talk to me as a real estate agent before you sleep with him. Let's check the paperwork. Let's check the paperwork. Okay? All right, let's keep going.
So where we left off is me and booking a Jamaica trip and praying break it down. So it's like after he came back from that Jamaica trip with her, he was like dead broke all the time. But he was talking this big game, like he keep 10,000 in his pocket. Another red flag was he had a very big gambling habit. So not only he have a very big gambling habit, but he was supposedly supporting it with all his, his 2 stores or gas stations that he had and his like homes that he was selling or whatever. And he also said that he owned a water company and had his own like well, and he sold water, and the water was named after his daughter. So a few months passed by and he just hits me up like, baby, I really need you to do me this real big favor. Can you do me this favor? Let me pause right there. So another big thing in our relationship was he supposedly got paid every Wednesday from his 2 gas stations $100,000. So every Wednesday, he said that he made $100,000 from his gas station. I'm gonna say when he called me, it was a Tuesday. No, actually it was a Wednesday, because he was like, baby, I need a big favor. So I'm just like, what's up, what you need? And he was like, I need $5,000. And I'm just looking around like, $5,000? Like, where the hell you gonna get that from? Because I'm not gonna say I don't have that kind of money, but I'm a big saver. That's another thing about me. I save. He also knew that because he had my bank account information, and
that was the moment you should have called Cap on all of that shit. I mean, there was plenty of red flags before. Again, this is not personal, but there was plenty of red flags before. Do you see how it gets worse and 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 worse? $5,000. Didn't you tell me? Didn't you tell sis? You getting $100K every Wednesday? You see why you need to check paperwork? Because I need to see the deposits. They can go running around with y'all and telling y'all any whatever. But when it comes to me, as a real estate agent, baby. Okay, let me check the paperwork. Let me check the paperwork, because landlord gonna want to see if you talk about you bunch of bread. The seller definitely want to go see it if you talking about you want to buy their property. What is you talking about? Let me see the paperwork. Who you think you about to bamboozle here? they can go around doing that to y'all. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Bring them to me. Let me help you. That's how I'm trying to help y'all. Cause this is ludicrous. This is insanity. This is terrible. This man said egregious lies, outrageous lies, and she has to suffer for it. Cause she's not suffering, but it's still like she got this man's baby. Spoiler alert. I don't know if that was
He also knew that I was a big saver because he could see it in my bank. So when he asked to borrow the $5,000, I'm gonna say at this time it was like 1000, so 10 a.m. And then he told me he would give it back to me at 1800, which is 6 p.m. because that's when that big $100,000 came in from his 2 gas stations that he owned. So I'm telling him, I was like, I don't know if I can give you 5,000, but I can give you like 2,000. So I gave him like $2,000. And he was basically telling me like the money was to pay his employees, and he really needed this money because, you know, he couldn't pay his employees at the gas station because the people were renovating and he didn't get to get his money, so the money had got delayed because they were renovating. And I know now it sounds stupid, but at that time it had made like, you know, perfect sense to me. Like I really didn't see why he would lie to me because, you know, we're in a relationship. So, you know, I didn't see why
he lied so bad.
So I give him that 2,000. When I give him that 2,000, he takes it, and then maybe like 30 minutes later, he's like, the video stopped. But maybe like 30 minutes later, he was like, I need another 1,000. And like 30 minutes after that, he was like, I need another 1,000. So we had 2,000, he needs another 1,000. And then 30 minutes after that, he said he needs another 1,000. I think like he needs another 1,000. So we up to 5,000. Although I said I did not want to give him 5,000, he still got 5,000. So we texted him for like up to like an hour after that, and then he just disappears on me. So 1800 rolls around, or 6 p.m. rolls around, and I'm just like, I'm texting him up like, are you going to send the money? And I'm trying to bug him, but I was like, maybe, something happened with the store and the employees, and, he's handling that, so maybe that's why he's not texting me back. So I eventually... And
she definitely didn't have his, I can tell you that much. Because what are we talking about?
So I was texting him, he texted me back. He waited till about 12 p.m. and texted me like, what you doing, baby?
Because it's a very similar story.
Where you been at? Like, what you doing?
That's why I do think he's a Libra. That's why I think he's a Libra. Because that guy, in her story, was a Gemini. June 19th, I believe, if I remember correctly, was his birthday. Gemini. These are air activity signs. I ain't trying to say all of them is like that, but I mean, it just goes with their territory. I'm not trying to say they all like that. I'm not. But I see this more as a Libra than as a Virgo. But it could be a Virgo. I'm not saying it's not. But
and he was like, I was talking to my dad. My dad run my store, so I was trying to sort this out or whatever. But I'm gonna give you your money today.
It is a good story.
So the day ends and it comes nighttime.
Okay, that part.
I never get my money. So I'm asking him about the money, and then he just catches the attitude with me. He's like, I did that for you. I did that for you. Let me also mention that the 5,000 was a loan. This 5,000 was a loan. And that's why he's telling me, like, I did that for you. I'm trying to boost your credit up. This is going to help your credit. You said you got some money, but I'm trying to help your credit. And in my little 19-year-old mind, I didn't know enough about credit to even know, what he was even talking about. So I'm just like, okay, like, I wasn't trying to upset you or nothing like that. I just want to see when I was going to get my money back because it was a loan, and loans accumulate interest. So we're going to fast forward to a couple months later, and he's driving my car to work every day. I lived right by the job, so I would walk to work, and he didn't. So, and he also, supposedly his cars were in the shop, so he had to drive my cars to work every day. He wrecks my car, And then I end up having to send him over $2,000+ to get my car fixed. Okay, y'all, I swear I'm not trying to make a lot of parties. This video is getting long. It's already like 6 minutes. I'm gonna come back, I swear.
Let's go to the next part.
Let's get into it. And before I get into part 5, I really want to address some things. Number 1 being people asking like why I'm so dumb and stuff like that and all the names. I want to say that sometimes I've heard that sometimes when you already have your mind made up and you already have what God, have, in your head what God already wants you to, what you want God to say is what I should say, that you can't even realize what He's telling you because you already have your mind made up. And the thing is, I really don't want this to happen to nobody, so I understand what y'all are saying, and I really hope it don't happen to nobody, but it has happened to me. I am not lying. I have proof. I have talked to his wife, and we have compared notes basically, and we came to the conclusion. I am not here to make nobody feel comfortable. I don't have to apologize to anybody besides her and her child. I did not do anything to y'all. I am not the one that took y'all husband. So please be nice. So let's get into part 5. And I just wanted to take it back a little bit because I kind of skipped past the Billy situation and I really want to get this part out. I went back and I wanted to say how I met Billy and why was my friend talking to Billy in the first place. So me and Billy
that kind of name, girl. Damn. Why you had to say that?
It was not FaceTime.
Like, look how long I do her thing.
We never met in person. I originally met Billy when him and my baby daddy went on a vacation to my baby daddy's hometown. It was over the phone again, so I really cannot see who the person actually was. He just told me that this person is Billy, Nika's cousin. So fast forward back to Vegas, I again had never met Billy. So I was able to talk on the phone with who God knows who he had put on that phone. But again, I'm assuming that it's Billy, Nika's cousin. So when I say that my friend was talking to Billy and why he was talking to Billy, when me and Billy did talk on the phone, which was Tyrone's phone, he would be on the phone with me like, oh yeah, I hate my wife, I'm only with her because she's a money getter and that's the only reason I stay with her. And he would be telling how his wife is so dirty and, he can't stand her. He wants him a new girl. So Tyrone comes up with the bright idea, hey, let's put him on with Kai being my friend. So like I told you, I gave my baby daddy Kai's information, and I guess Kai and Billy, from my understanding, had started talking. So when I found the information in Tyrone being my baby daddy's phone, I was like, I kind of got in my head like, I gave this information to Billy and you got it. And like I said, I didn't have Billy's information, so I could never contact Billy myself. I was always only talking with him through Tyrone, and I couldn't ask him in front of Tyrone because then Tyrone would have hung up that phone. I wouldn't have been able to get no answers. I questioned my friend. Since everybody's asking me that question my friend, I did question my friend. And she could never give me a straight answer. It was always like, well, like she could never give me a straight answer to why they were ever having each other's information or even in communication when they weren't supposed to be. But I really want you.
That's not a good friend. And I hope you're not friends with her no more. Just saying. Even though the situation is crazy to begin with. But, that's how life goes. If you didn't know before, sometimes you got to go through these type of situations to learn. I don't want to judge this young lady, Kyla. She was not only young. At the end of the day, that older man should have been, I hold him some more accountability, because these are the same ones who want to talk about they want to be in charge. They're the leaders. They're this, they're that. Why are you running around making moves like this? And you see how this is who he's hanging out with, or whoever that is, because then you later tell us that that's not really Billy. right? He's hanging out with people who are also cheating. Birds of a feather flock together, babes. And him and his entire crew is like, And then this situation, as unfortunate as it was that you got involved in this situation, at least it brought to attention people you should not be dealing with. You should not call your associates, friends, this, that, and the third. You know, I just feel like this entire situation, I feel like you learned a lot about a lot of different people and how they, well, you know, you're still young from what it sounds like, and you still got some learning to do. We all do. You know, I feel like my thought process or my philosophy is everybody learns every day, and even on the day they die, they learn something new. Because unless it's something you're doing every day, and even you could be doing it every day, and that's how you learn new things. You get faster at doing it, or get better at doing it. Practice makes perfect, and things like that. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it's life. There's situations, obviously, that you're not going to be familiar with, and then you're going to learn from it, and then the next time you see it, you move accordingly, right? So I feel like you learned a lot from dealing with this man and his shenanigans. Because how he's asking for this number for his friend who's complaining about his wife and this, that, and the third. See, that's another thing. These men would love to complain about their wives. But when it comes down to it, they're not going to leave them. They're not going to leave them. Not right away. If they do, and even then, that's weird. You don't want to deal with a man like that. Because now, you talking about, oh, he was talking about marriage with you. I'm not saying that's what happened to her, but it's like, a man like this, men like that, married men like that. Hold on, because this is like flickering in and out. Married men like that, they don't even take their vows seriously. They don't. They don't take their vows seriously. What makes you think they're going to uphold any promise they made with you? Any of them. What makes you think they're going to uphold it? You know what I mean? When they're sitting there in these type of situations, when they say they're married, or a woman comes out the woodwork talking about, oh, that's my man, leave him alone. Because at the end of the day, it's either you're single or you're not. Nobody should be calling my phone talking about, that's her man. Any sane woman is not calling down some other woman's phone talking about, that's my man. I mean, there are some crazy people out here, but I feel like all of this would be truly avoided if you check at least his STD report before you have sex with these guys. That's what it's come down to. That is what is needed. That is what is needed. We need to do this. We need to do that. That is what is actually needed. Check their paperwork. The STD paperwork, at least it'll give you his name. It should say his name. If it doesn't say his name, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I was you. You need to check that, or at least y'all go to the clinic together where he has to produce his ID. And that would be a good opportunity to check his ID. I would hope you're checking it before you go to the STD clinic, because this sounds like a different appointment. You feel me? This must be done. But the way I'm feeling, we're not even getting to there, because it's like, bro, like a lot of these guys, once you know better, you do better. And once they know, like, yo, I'm a real estate agent. And I'm not letting them come to me and talk to me any type of way. They already know that. Like, I'm already shut it down from my face. What? Ugh. Please. Because a lot of them will come and play in your face, and they want to play in your face all day. It's like, what makes you different from the next guy? Oh, you want to tell me lies? Okay, let me check your ID. Let me check your STD paperwork. You have sex. And that's not even enough to have sex with me these days. I'm just saying. Pro-life. I'm pro-choice. I'm very much pro-choice in terms of it's going to be my choice. And I make informed decisions this year in 2025, sorry. I'm making informed decisions this year in 2025, so that means I have to check your paperwork. And if you cannot provide me the house with the deed, what are your plans to get me there so I can think about having sex with you? Because what? There's 2 side effects. STD or pregnancy. Let's finish with homegirls. Sorry this is taking so long.
I want y'all to remember these particular parts because it gets really important as I go along with the story. I also want to note that if you can't tell right now, Billy is not actually Billy. To this day, I actually don't know who Billy was. But I can say that Billy was not actually Nika's cousin. Who I was talking to was not actually Nika's cousin and was somebody that was playing and pretending to be Billy over the phone to bait me in and basically get me to listen to what he was saying about Nika. So that actually ties into the situation with my friend and basically him talking to my friend and not Billy talking to my friend. That also ties back into him talking about his wife, which he actually never was. That also ties back into us planning the wedding and Billy kind of helping us in a way when he actually wasn't. And this also ties back into my karma because, again, I gave my friend Billy information knowing that he was married with Shayla and she talked to my baby daddy. So, there's karma for you. But part 6 will be posted in just a few minutes because it gets juicier. Let's get into it. And before I get into part 5, I really want to address some things. Number 1 being people asking like why.
Sorry, y'all. Yeah. So again, let's not judge this young lady. It was a lot thrown at her. Clearly, she grew up sheltered. I would think she didn't know that people could really be this diabolical. I ain't saying that she... And look, and she's taking accountability for what her part that she played in this entire situation. You know what I'm saying? And again, let's normalize holding the actual people who are supposed to be accountable, aka the older man, the 43-year-old man who's apparently having a high position in the military. Let's normalize holding those type of characters responsible. And I'm sure it's mental illness he's got going on because it's like, why do you think that's a normal type of behavior to be doing? Normalize checking paperwork before we open them legs, ladies, in 2025. Because you don't want to be put in these type of situations. And next thing you know, you're stuck with somebody's baby who it's just a crazy story to be attached to. Like, that's the story surrounding the creation of the birth of your child. Let's keep it a buck. Is that the stories? I'm not, look, like I said, I don't blame this young lady, but if we know better, let's do better. I'm talking to the next woman, like, really say out loud, like, say out loud. How you gonna, you gotta, like, when you gotta introduce this man, like, pretend you have to introduce this man to your family before you even sleep with him. Let's actually think about that before we even. What are you telling people who this guy is? What do you have to say out loud about this guy? This man, he's just like, I don't want to blame this young lady at all. She was young. Like, this guy was doing the very most. Keep it a buck. She made her mistakes. She's not an angel in this situation either, but she's 19. And not a lot of women, not a lot of people are blessed to have guidance they can talk to about, like, a play-by-play with situations that happen like this. And even then, it's like, you're by yourself like most times. There's not somebody else you can talk to who can give you straight, genuine advice about situations like this, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who is doing some stuff, caught up in stuff you would never believe. Okay? And then they want you to join them because misery loves company. So it's like, who can you trust to really talk to about stuff like this? However, I'm hoping I'm helping the other young people, because, again, you don't want to have to go through something like this, and then it's like you're coming to me as a real estate agent with baby on hip and him nowhere to be found. Let's normalize checking paperwork before we open our legs in 2025. Okay? All right. Let's get to the next part. Oh, my bad. Let me turn on the sound. Whew. So many moving parts, y'all.
So now we got past the dude's part, and we understand that Billy is not even Billy. And we understand that he's married. And we understand that he's been messing with a Jamaican girl. And we understand that he's also talking to my friend. I also want to note this. He did actually pay $14K for that trip. That's not a lie. So now my birthday rolls around. My birthday is in January, and it's time for me to turn the big 20. I turned 20, and we had this
January. Now, are you a Capricorn or are you an Aquarius? You see, I can see this is happening because you're saying her birthday was December, which she could be, or November, right? She could be either a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. And then he's September, so he could be a Libra or a Virgo. This is why I be asking for exact dates. This is why I be asking for exact dates for people's birthday, because month is not enough. Month is not enough. Because Risa Tisa, if you listen to her story, I think her birthday's like, anyway, she's an Aquarius. She's February, like, I think she's mid-February, something like that. It's like around Valentine's Day, something like that. But Pisces is like in the 20s, February 20s. Yeah. So she's saying her birthday is January, so she could be a Capricorn or an Aquarius. I don't see a Capricorn falling for this. Look, I'm a Capricorn. I ain't trying to toot my own horn like that. I ain't trying to say all that because, I can be pretty slow as a Capricorn. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I didn't have slow moments. It do happen, especially at 19. It can happen. However, girl, it's giving more Aquarius than Capricorn. And if you're Aquarius, it can make sense with the Libra. But either way, it can all make sense because if it's a Capricorn, guy's a Virgo, girl is wife is a Scorpio, or she's an Aquarius, guy's a Libra, wife is a Sagittarius. Or it could be a combination of any of those, because quite frankly, everybody be mixing up out here. It's not black and white astrology. The science is not. At the end of the day, God created the stars, so I like to look at birthdays because it's very interesting. It says a lot of the predestiny God has put onto you by the date He put you on this blessed earth. So yeah, I just want to know for research purposes. That's how I just like astrology. It helps me get to I just feel like it transcends culture. There's certain traits and characteristics that certain signs will do. There's certain audacity, certain levels of audacity, certain levels of cautiousness. But it's giving Aquarius. But you saying January came around and then you celebrate your birthday, so it could be Capricorn because Capricorn is the beginning of January to mid-January. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. Sorry, just had to go in that little astrology.
Big old trip plan. We got clothes, we bought the clothes, we bought the shoes, we bought jewelry, everything. We have everything planned and we're going on this trip. So the day of my birthday comes around and he's in my head. He's not calling me, he's not picking up the phone, I'm blowing him up. I have packed, I have my clothes on, I'm ready to go. I woke up early just to get ready. I had got my hair done and he's nowhere to be found. My birthday comes and, all day I'm just worried. I'm looking for him because I'm like, we have this trip plan and he's not even contacting me. So it's getting close to approaching night. It isn't night, but it's past midday. You know what I'm saying? It's about 4 or 5. And he's
right. What's your sign,
girl? We still going. Bullcrap, y'all. He's a blunt. So he comes over to my place. And he was like, are you ready to go? And I was like, yeah. So, we lived in San Diego at this time. So, he drives me to Texas Roadhouse, and I believe it was Oceanside. It was either Oceanside or Mira Mesa. I forgot which one it is. I really don't remember, but I know we went to Texas Roadhouse. So, I just went with the flow. I was like, maybe we're going to eat and then go on the trip. No, that wasn't his plan. I also wanted to
men in general. Let's say that.
Bags in the car. So
people in general.
Assuming that maybe it was in the trunk. People put their bags in the trunk. So after we get done eating, he looks to me and he's like, "So what you want to do now?" I'm like, "What I want to do now?" So when he was like, what do you want to do now? I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I thought we were going this place. I never said I thought we were going this place because, again, I didn't want to, bug him yet. I thought we were going here. I was like, I don't know. And he was like, I got the perfect idea for you. Just wait. So we driving, and then he drives to this beach that was a 4 distance was in there. So we just at this random beach walking. And at this point, I get agitated. So I just asked him, I thought we were going out of town. And he was like, I didn't tell you, they canceled our tickets. So we can't go. We're going to have to pick another day. They canceled our tickets. I don't know why. And I also want to put out there, anytime I would question him about either his marriage, about talking to other women, about, certain things, he would get very defensive. He would yell. He would basically deflect it on me as if I'm bothering him or I'm running him away. So that would shy me away from asking him questions because, again, I'm not really a confrontational person. I don't handle conflict well. So when he would get in that defense mode and, want to yell and stuff like that, then, I would, kind of back down because like maybe I'm doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I also want to know why I'm telling all these parts at this time. I'm not even pregnant, so I had went through all of this before I had even got pregnant. So now that I gave y'all a bunch of background, not really all the background because it's much more, but I gave y'all a bunch enough for y'all to paint a picture and see that, you know, this was his story, this is his life. And in the next few parts, I'm going to get to when I was pregnant and uncovering how he told the lie, how I found out he was lying, and everything like that. Another thing I wanted to note is that I can tell that some of y'all aren't really watching videos because, again, y'all are saying, why did I believe him? I did tell y'all that he did have divorce papers. So y'all saying that I could have looked up a divorce decree. I did not know that. But again, I did ask him for the divorce papers, and he did provide divorce papers. I really should have put that in the beginning because I don't know if y'all going to watch to the end. But again, please watch to the end because, like I said, he had divorce papers. I also want to take this time out to let y'all know that I have took accountability for my actions and things that I had to play. I am not trying to be the victim in this story. I'm just telling the story how it is. And if that makes me sound like a victim, then I'm sorry about it. But I'm just telling the story of, you know, the events that happened. So now we got past the Billy part and we understand that Billy is not even Billy.
Okay. So let's get to part 7.
I can get comments like this one, and I want to take the time to address it. So I couldn't call the wife, and it's not because he was married, but it was because of the military. And everybody is saying I could have asked my superior. Why would I ask my superior, is this man married, when he's also my superior, and we were never supposed to be talking in the first place? So basically his story was, his wife, at the time, he was saying it was his ex-wife, but Nika wanted to get us in trouble with the ship. You get what I'm saying?
That's her?
She basically wanted to get us in trouble with the ship, so she was going to say that me and him were talking when we weren't supposed to be, which was true. He never said
Girl,
that
the tea is hot.
Because she was his wife. It was another comment, I can't really find it, but the woman said, how did I know about interest, but I didn't know about credit? I knew about interest because before you take out the loan, you have to read something and sign it with your bank. I don't know if you're a grown woman or a kid or if you ever took out a loan, but that is the truth. And people keep saying this story is made up. This story is not made up. This is a true story. I don't know why people think it's made up. Why would I make up? How would I even be able to make up all these details and lies and people? That doesn't make sense. Another question I keep getting is this our daughter? Yes, this is our daughter. Her name is Marley. She's 5 months and she's just the love of my life, y'all. She's the cutest. She's sick. We both are, so yeah. And people keep asking, why did you believe this and stuff? I've already explained. He showed me divorce papers. So how would I not believe it? You get what I'm saying?
What does this mean? I gotta look
I'm
that
also
up.
getting a lot of questions about the wife and stuff like that. If y'all want her,
is it this shit pitiful? This shit pitiful? Is that what this is? Because it is. Because that guy's a liar.
I don't want to speak for her because that's not my place. So, yeah.
That part.
Thank you to everybody who's been listening, though. I really appreciate it. Some of y'all are really so sweet and understand where I'm coming from. And to the haters, you know, it is what it is. This is for my healing and my healing journey, and that's another reason I took me a little break because it was negativity, and I don't deal with negativity well. Another thing I want to say is what God has for you is for you, and nobody will be able to take it, you know, get it from you or anything like that. And that's one thing I had to learn in this situation. I can be.
Okay, let's get to part 7.
Okay, welcome to part 6. Don't mind my hair and my. Okay, welcome to part 6. Don't mind my hair and my voice because I am very, very sick. I wanted to fast forward to me getting pregnant. So I want to say a couple months before I got pregnant, he was like really asking me to have a baby. He was begging me to get pregnant, and I was like, no, let's wait till I'm like 25 or 26. I'm too young right now.
Because we were wondering.
At this time, I'm 20 years old. So
he's just telling me, as I'm telling him, no, I want to wait. He's telling me, like, his daughter really wants a sibling, and, you know, she doesn't, like, have nobody at the house with her. He was portraying to me to be a single father, so he just telling me it was just him and her at the house. And by this time, he had moved out of my house, so him and his daughter was living at their house, supposedly, by themselves. So I eventually ended up getting pregnant just off the strength of him constantly begging and stuff like that. So I just ended up getting pregnant. At first, he was very excited. He was so happy and like was just happy to be having another baby because he had told me this is what his daughter really wanted.
I didn't even think about
maybe
that.
Like a couple weeks later, he started saying like, "Oh no, you can't keep the baby. Like you can't keep."
That would mean he's even more diabolical. I mean, he's already diabolical.
So keep in mind, you know, I was contemplating it. I'm not gonna lie, I was contemplating it, but I was just like, okay, you know, maybe this isn't the right time because I also had said it wasn't the right time before I had even got pregnant. So he's steady going back and forth that he wants the baby, he doesn't want the baby. Be mindful at this time, he also had my car.
What does this
so
mean?
He's still driving my car.
It's not that shit pitiful?
So it comes time to where he was like, you want your car back? And I'm like, yes. So he finally gives me my car back. And, you know, I'm still pregnant at this time. And I get to drive my car and my brakes not working. So as I see the brakes isn't
pro-life, that's what they saying. Pro-life, pro-life. You see how this man was willing to, he's talking about a girl get an abortion. That's what he's saying. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Don't strike me. But it's like, these are the conversations. He wants to do all this after the fact. After he begged her to have his baby. Y'all didn't miss that, right? Because I'm here trying to multitask. Child, this man is a mess and a half. Can't stand him. I wish y'all could post who he is so the other people could beware. But at the end of the day, you don't have to. At the end of the day, we women have to be more discerning because what? These folks out here talking about they pro-life. That's what Donald Trump said. He's trying to come for our reproductive rights. So I'm saying, since these men want to be so irresponsible, putting their fingerling and everything that's woken, let me see the paperwork before we make these decisions. Let's go to the closing table before we open our legs. Let's normalize getting these things done before we open our legs.
Been working. I'm just calling him like, you know, I had to end up putting on like my little emergency brake and like getting a mechanic to tow it to the shop or whatever.
Right.
I was calling. He was not answering his phone. He would not pick up for me. So when I tell the mechanic what happened and I'm describing what happened, because at this time I did not know my brakes weren't working. Like, of course I was pushing down on my brakes and they weren't working, but I'm no mechanic. I'm just a girl. So yeah, right. I'm just like, something's wrong with my car and my car isn't stopping. So the mechanic ends up going under the hood. I end up going home until the mechanic got done and he called my phone. He's like, somebody cut your brakes. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, who would cut my brakes? I'm like, are you sure that it's a cut? Because it's like, are you sure that it just didn't break? Which I had known that it didn't break. I had just got my car like, I forgot the word for it, but like basically got my car and looked at it. Everything was fine. And he was like, no, somebody cut your brake line. So I was calling him that whole day and he didn't end up answering tonight. He was like, what's going on? And I'm just like, somebody cut my brake line. Or whatever, and I'm kind of just going off on him a little bit because I'm just like, what is
as you should?
Why is my brake line cut? And I'm thinking maybe it was another woman within my car and got mad at him and cut my brakes. If y'all hear any noise, that's my baby, just a disclaimer. So we're at the part where my brake line is cut. I have yet to go to the doctor as well. Like, I was not going to the doctor, and it was just because I was such a bad spirit. Like, everything was just weighing on me. I was going through stuff with trying to see if he was married. It was also other women. He was talking to other women while I was pregnant. So I had not even been to the doctor yet. And this also comes into play later. So another thing is, I would always drop him off at home, and at this time when I dropped him off at home, I was pregnant. And when I was pregnant, I was sick the whole time again because I was not getting any medical, assistance. So I was very sick. And when I dropped him at home, I had to throw up so bad, y'all. Like, and when I say so bad, and I had just finished eating some Wendy's, and I was trying to get out the car and throw up, and he grabs me aggressively by my arm, like, no, don't get out the car, throw up in this bag. And I'm like, wait, why?
He didn't give a damn about this girl.
Throw up in my car to make my car smell like throw up.
So evident.
No, throw up in this bag. I'm gonna throw up.
Again, 2020 is hindsight, right? Hindsight is 2020.
That was so weird to me.
Hindsight is
I was
2020.
just like, why do
Yeah,
you
that's how the saying goes, but I don't blame this girl one bit. I blame him. He's horrible.
But I've dropped you off at home several times. Why do you need to throw up in this bag all of a sudden? Low and born.
Oh, and just so you know, like I said, shout out to hold on here. Shout out to Everyday PJ, because like I said, he's the one I was watching his he posted this on YouTube, the whole thing. Talks way less than me, because this is pushing on almost 3 hours. It's 2.5 hours almost, and we only at part 7. Shout out to Everyday PJ. I did not see the comments. He just, he had the video running through straight. This is my first time seeing the comments, so I know I made comments about the comments. I'm gonna go back and like this girl's stuff on her page. But yeah, like, I had to say that because I had made some comments, and this is why it's just like hindsight is 2020. Like, somebody had said something, I was like looking at her funny. I wanted to make a comment. Like, I said something like, "Girl, why are you saying that?" And the next video she was like, "Oh, forget those people we here." Like, she's showing support, she's showing love, she's showing patience, she's showing, understanding. So even me, sometimes I be forgetting, and I'm so quick to judge when it's like, what would I do if I was in her situation? And again, she's 19. She was 19 at the time. She was young. So, like I said, I think you said Kayla. I'm so sorry I mispronounced your name. Because I was definitely saying Kylie, because that's, to me, what it looks like. But obviously I was wrong. Kayla, and you're a Capricorn. I'm very interested to know what that man, your baby daddy's birthday is, if he's a Libra, if he's a Virgo, and then his wife's birthday, if she's a Scorpio or a Sagittarius, because you said November. I'm very curious to know the dates. I don't need to know the year. I just need to know the dates. Thank you, if you're watching this. But yeah, he's horrible. He's absolutely deplorable. This man is 43 out there chasing the young women and treating them so irresponsibly. And he's married. He's married. He is a monster, in my opinion. And then you've begged her to have your child? Did she ever meet his child? Anyway, she's young, but it's like, ladies, if you, like, first of all, I just feel like all of this would have been avoided if, look, whoever's trying to sleep with you, take him to your local real estate agent. Make sure he can get you a house, because should he get you pregnant, where you and his kid gonna be? Please, let's normalize checking paperwork before we open our legs in 2025, because this is crazy. This could be avoided. Let him go to the real estate agent. Show them. If you don't want to show, you talking about, I ain't trying to have you in my business. Okay, well, you talking about you want to get me into a property before I spread my legs open for you with the side effect of baby. I need for you to get me this property. So I know that the baby will be taken care of, because we're pro-life. We're pro-life over here. We pro-life over here. So should I accidentally get pregnant with your child, I need to know, where's the crib at? Because we can't take this back, obviously. Like, we can't take this back. So pro-life is really this. If we do it this way, it's really pro-choice. if you're looking for a choice, it's really for choice. It's informed choice. Yes, because let's make sure you can actually get me this property so that your child, I need to know you care about this, your child. Let these people's actions speak more than their words. Let's have these serious conversations before we, like, come on, this is crazy. That man is too grown doing all of that. Beyond me, bro.
Behold, dog. No, and behold. So my wife did that. But honestly, I'm just too far ahead of myself, so give me a minute. So as my pregnancy continued, me and him are still in the shit together. We're still in the shit together. Me and him eventually ended up getting caught up, and, you know, we get in some trouble. Because everybody's asking me, yes, I did get in trouble already. And this is the time where I was like, forget it. I'm finna go to the hospital. I'm already caught up. I'm about to see what's going on with me and this baby. So I finally go to the hospital. And they told me, like, you're 22 weeks. And I'm just like, dang, I'm so far along. And they was like, do you want to keep it or whatever? And I was like, you know, I'm going to get back to you. So I finally told him, do he want to keep it? And his final answer was no. So when his final answer being no, and that was 22 weeks, we go and get an estimate for how much would it cost to get a, you know, I don't know if I can say that word. And the people were like $1,500, and that was just the estimate. It could have been.
Do you see how we could have avoided? I just wanna point that out. Again, I'm not talking to this young lady, Kayla, because she was 19 at the time and she didn't know no better. She's the victim. She was young. This man gaslit, manipulated, and defrauded her out of her cookie. Let's keep it a buck. Let's be for real. But I want to talk to the next woman, because the next young lady watching this, do you see how this could have been avoided had you checked his paperwork before opening your legs? Because now he's talking about, let's go to the clinic. After he begged her to have his child. Hey, this man is diabolical. After he begged her to have his child. He don't even got enough. First of all, he lied. We already know he lied, talking about he got $100K from whatever company he had, gas station, water company, I don't know what. $100K every Wednesday. I like how that sounds though. $100K every Wednesday. Goals. It is goals, but it's not his reality. It's not his life. That's why it's like, yo, let's normalize checking paperwork before we spread out legs open for 2025. Let's actually do that. Because it's like that could have avoided her a lot of things. He can't even now he cannot pay to delete this mistake he wants her to delete. What in the world? What in the world is going on? Dude. This guy. Deplorable. Absolutely horrific, that man. Terrifying. Dare I say terrorist? You hijacked this lady's womb. And where you? Let's normalize checking these people. But look, tell them, I have this licensed real estate agent. I want you to go and see, because this is the type of property I'm trying to get. If you want me to have your child, this is the place I want to have the baby. Where we bring the baby from the hospital, because that's the first discussion we're supposed to be having. Because what is the game plan on the healthcare? How are we gonna pay to get the baby out? What is the experience gonna be like? Am I seeing the top-notch gynecologists as they are checking every stage of having this baby? These are things we gotta really normalize having conversations about prior to having sex with these men. Pro-life, right? This is what they want. Girls, y'all got to do this for yourself, because these men are wanting to play in people's face. Don't be a willing, participating victim. Please, I beg you. 2025. Because the next thing you know, you're going to come to me after the fact. it's too late by then. And now instead of renting a $900 room, I'm talking about New York, okay? If you're in New York, because I know that sounds crazy for some of y'all who's living in Timbuktu, West Bubblefuck, I don't know where y'all at. But in New York City, metro area, renting a room right now with shared bathroom, shared kitchen, you're looking anywhere between like $700 to $900. Private bathroom, easily over $1,000. Private bathroom, easily over $1,000. So think about what you need to qualify for. Let's talk about that. Let's go through it quickly because I'm going to do a series on my channel. We're gonna talk about the exact details of what it takes to qualify. Landlord wants to, like, if they have multiple applications, yeah, it gets real. When they have multiple applications, this is what they're looking for. Somebody who's making 40 times a monthly rent on an annual basis. They're going to look for your letter of employment, last 3 pay stubs, last 3 bank statements, your last year's tax return, W-2, your credit, landlord reference letter. So they looking at everything, okay? They looking at everything because that's their property. They got to make sure they're putting the best candidates. Multiple applications. The best candidates. They have to choose. Because at the end of the day, that's the difference between them having a great tenant that they know is going to take care of their property and them going to eviction court. Because there's craziness and nonsense going on, and they too are protecting their peace and their energy. And their property. I like to add. And sellers too. They're going to want to check to make sure you're pre-approved. Your lender is going to check for certain things. Pretty much those things plus a little bit more additional information. They're going to call the job. The lender is calling the job. That's what I'm saying, yo. Bring them to me. Let's talk. Let me help you, sis. I don't want you to go down looking crazy in these streets because let me tell you, those are the same men that's going to go to the next woman. Talking about, do you see how he dogged out? He dogged out his wife to you? Oh, that is so dirty. They made so dirty, girl. Like, do you understand what these men are, not just men, because I'm telling you there's some women out here who's also capable of it. What some of these people are capable of doing is diabolical. It's so diabolical. And when I say paperwork might be the difference. Because anybody can write paperwork. Don't get me wrong, but that's why you have to check multiple points of reference to make sure everything is adding up. Because there's only so much you can forge. Public records is public records, and it will be checked. Google search, it will be checked. So if you don't even want to bring him to me to make sure he can get to that property, check his ID. Check STD paperwork. Check his paperwork. Make sure he says who he says he is so you can go and Google him real quick. Put this shit, nip this shit in the bud. This is crazy. He can't even afford to delete his mistake. Hey. Yo, it's crazy because y'all know, women, let's be for real. Women have to deal with the brunt of these consequences. Girl, you are risking your life. Risking your life having this man's baby, and I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of guys like this walking around. They don't care. You see how they don't care about you? They don't care about their child. And you see how he said the neighbor, I think she said it already, or maybe it's going to come up. She said he told her he's a single father, and she would ask him whenever he's coming over to her place, because mind you, he said he's a single father, but he's moving in with her with no kid. Red flag. But you know, there was 1,000 red flags before this point came up, right? So again, I'm not blaming this young lady, but I'm talking to the next one, right? I keep having to emphasize that because I can sound harsh, and I don't want to come off like that, but it's like I'm just being truthful. You feel me? Like, this could have been avoided. She checked the paperwork up front. Have certain discussions, because it's like, okay, you don't have to buy me this house today. You don't have to buy me this house tomorrow. But like, what's the plans? Because like, why should I sleep with you? This dude don't got the money to delete his mistake. He can't bag space. He's trying to bag space. Come on, let's go see the estimate to remove this 22 week old baby. Yo, he's diabolical, bro. That's like 5 months, 5.5 months. Yo, he's diabolical, bro. He is diabolical. I feel for homegirl, bro. Whew. Sorry, I had to rant that out.
More dependent on what they wanted because I was so far along in my pregnancy. Again, I was 22 weeks about to be 23 weeks. And I'm just telling him, like, I don't have the funds to afford that. If you can afford it, you know, we can do it. But I just don't
100,000 every Wednesday.
So,
100K every Wednesday.
He just kept saying, you know, I'll get the money, I'm going to pay for it. He never ends up getting the money. But at this time, he's supposed to be making 100K every Wednesday, which I just didn't understand why he just didn't pay the money. But come back for part 7 because I'm going to go more into detail about what happened.
So that was part 7. We go to part 8.
Why pay $100 for dramatic lashes when you got dramatic lashes at the house? No, not doing it. No, just this video has nothing to do with lashes, but it has everything to do with me telling my story and saying, why pay $100 for dramatic lashes when you got dramatic lashes at the house? No, not doing it. No, just this video has nothing to do with lashes, but it has everything to do with me telling my story and saying bye-bye to these haters. So I made a saying that I'm only coming on here looking my very best now. So thank you, babes, and continue to watch my story. Mwah. So cute. Bye-bye.
It is, girl. Okay. Part 8. Yes,
hey, girl. I've been sick. My baby's been sick. So,
right.
Girl,
She did say that.
I'm back. If y'all hear anything,
baby's so cute.
She is so freaking loud. So, hey, baby. But let me put out a couple disclaimers.
Oh my goodness. You see this?
Don't get to me. But what really irks my nerves is that my baby daddy's concubines is coming to my page as if I didn't say he has a wife. Baby, I'm nobody to speak to. Go speak to management. That would be the wife. And y'all gonna get blocked because I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with a man, girlfriend, when he already got 3 kids by 3 different women and a wife.
Yeah.
Correct. But, you know, that was it.
She said, unfortunately.
Me being pregnant. So basically, after he cut the brakes, me and him, this is the time when we kind of started really falling off. Like, I basically started to lose feelings. I really had already started to lose feelings once I had found out I was pregnant. And I don't know if it was just like a snap in me, but it was just like, I can't raise my baby with this man.
Right.
And he would try to like make up for things. Like, he would be so mean and hateful to me. And then he would want to come with like some flowers or a little bit of money when he already owed me well over $7,000+ because again, the money that when he breaks my car, the money that he took from me to get my car fixed, he never even got the car fixed.
Oh, he drained this. He drained this girl. He drained this girl. Let's be for real.
When I was pregnant, I kept catching him talking to women, and you know, it was just too much. So yeah, I just ended up kind of losing feelings. We weren't really talking. I went to every doctor's appointment alone, girl. It was just crazy. And another thing is, I know a lot of y'all say what y'all would have done in this situation, but y'all just don't understand what I had been through. I was away from my family, and that was kind of my only friend. I had lost all my friends by being with him. I would be arguing with my friends.
That's how they get you.
It was kind of my only friend.
Get isolated.
So if I didn't talk to him, then who would I be talking to? And nothing is, my relationship with God was also not where I wanted it to be at the time, and that's when I started building my relationship with God, I was kind of able to detach from him. So let's kick it back into the story. I ended up moving away, and at this time, I had started getting close with his sister. We're going to call his sister Gorilla. So me and Gorilla would be talking on the phone every day. We would be chatting. She would be inviting me on trips with their family. Like, if we have a family trip, and she would always invite me. I never ended up going because my intuition was telling me not to go. One day, me and Gorilla is on the phone talking, and something prompted me to start asking her questions. So I was like, Gorilla, do Tyrone have these stores? Gorilla was like, no, girl, he ain't got no stores. So I was like,
That's a
Gorilla,
name for me.
do Tyrone have these sort of cars? She was like, no, he never owned them cars. And so I'm like, Gorilla, is Tyrone married? And she's like, yeah, he's married. So I'm like, Glorilla, like, not Glorilla, Gorilla, why you didn't tell me? And she's like, girl, don't tell him I told you. I really don't want him to know I told you. But yeah, he's married and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, dang, like me and Gorilla, we cool at this time. I'm trying to hatch up a plan to bring this to his attention. And I just, like, a couple days had went by, and from my knowledge, his wife, Nika, ended up getting a text. I will have her come and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but she ended up getting a text saying, like, your man is having a baby boo or something like that. She showed me the text, so I know she got this text message. I did not text her. Let me put that in there. I did not text her. We don't know for sure who texted her, but I do believe that it was Gorilla. The reason I believe that it was Gorilla is because her and Tyrone, which is my baby daddy, have such a love-hate relationship, and they talk bad about each other, and they cool 1 minute, and they not cool the next, and they tell each other business. And I feel like Gorilla just wanted to get this off her chest and let the wife know that I was pregnant. I still haven't brought this to his attention that Gorilla told me about him basically having a fake life, about him not having stores.
And his sister
him not
mom.
having a water company.
She ain't a girl's girl for real.
You know,
Like,
him not having none of the stuff that he told me about. And basically him having...
My thing is, I get that people's siblings, you gotta, you know, put your siblings first, family first or whatever. But it's like, if they doing fuckery, you're not gonna tell them about themselves? That's weird. Isn't that strange? His sister, not to be... You see, this is the family... Alongside checking paperwork, because it's like you don't even know who you're, like, getting yourself involved with having somebody's child. Like, you don't even know, like, because she says she's alone. She don't really have, she was by herself. She don't really got family like that especially that was out there. So it's like, what if you had to depend on his sister? She's not to be trusted. Clearly, she's not on your side. That's another thing that I would like to also advise to young women, because it's like, let's normalize not only checking their paperwork, let's check who their family is, because once you have their baby, that's it. And if you can't even go to him or his family for help with his baby, what are y'all doing? What are we doing here? Pro-life. Okay? That's what we're going to have to do so we can be pro-life. Let's check paperwork. Let's check family. Pro-life. That's what they want. Let's give the people what they want.
Having a wife, which was one of the biggest things. So that day, I think the day that she got text, me and her ended up getting into it on Facebook. I don't remember how, but I will go back and tell the story once me and her talk about it. Once we got into it on Facebook, it ended up getting to the point where she was like, text me, and then I replied back on Facebook, was like, you know I can't text you, you got my number blocked. And then she replied, was like, no, I believe she texted me at that time. I think this was Cinco de Mayo, actually. So this was Cinco de Mayo or the day before Cinco de Mayo. And me and her sat on the phone for about 4 hours, I believe. And we're basically comparing notes and, like, you know, we're doing all of that. And she ended up telling me she was going to call me when she got home to basically show me that they were living together. I don't know if I put that in there, but they were living together, although he lied and said, you know, he was single father. So when she FaceTimed me and walked in that house, why was Tyrone laying on the couch? I could about jump through that phone and start wearing him out. I'm telling you. This video is getting too long, but I'm definitely going to come back right after this. Hey.
Oh, child, we behind, so
Let's
I'm
get
going to
into
let y'all watch this,
part
and I'm
nine.
going to be quiet.
Where I left off at was she walked in the house and he was laying on the couch. I didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. From my knowledge, she went up to her room, or, you know, the room in the house. And that whole night, I was so sick to my stomach. And I already told you I was sick while I was pregnant. But I could not get no sleep. I was sick to my stomach. And I had to go to work tomorrow. And I was so big and pregnant. And, like, my baby was moving. Like, when I say my stress level was up to here, because his sister had already told me. But when she walked in that house and she showed me, that was just like a different feeling. And also at the time, me and him are not even talking like that. I mean, he would text me every blue moon, but he would never be asking me, like, how the baby's doing, how my appointment's going. Like, I would have to tell him, like, I went to an ultrasound today. Would you like to see it? Or something like that. Like, he would never come and ask me about me and Marley. If y'all hear some heavy breathing, that is my baby. She's still a little stuffy, y'all. So that weekend, I had a trip planned to actually go out with my friends and go to the beach. I had not even been out since I was pregnant. I was stuck in the house. I had just moved to a new city. I was still in California, but it was a new city that was some hours away. So, I just had a plan to go out with my friends. But that and them being together was on my mind so bad. And they just showed me everything she was telling me was the truth. That trip was, them being together was the truth. Although I seen the pictures. Also, yes, I wanted to answer this question too. I seen the pictures of the trip, right? But he told me that the reason that they took the pictures on the trip is because the hotel made them, and the woman was like basically grabbing on him, forcing him to take a picture with her because it was her birthday. So I just started to realize everything that she had told me was true. Like, them having sex on his birthday, the same day that we did something, them being together on the trip. And I basically was like, let me send her this proof that basically I did not know about what was going on and basically what he was telling me. So I started sending her the screenshots, the pictures, the videos, everything, just so she could see, like, baby, I was not trying to be like, wrecking, what's it called? Wrecking homes, or home wrecking, or whatever the heck it's called. But I was not trying to be that way. So at this point, me and her kind of start talking every day. Like, we kind of start talking every day, basically comparing notes on him, trying to figure out, you know, what was the truth, what was the lie. And I found out so much stuff, like way more than I could even imagine, like all the lies and deception and him not being a single father. I also wanted to say that he would tell me, like, I'm a single father, my neighbor watches my baby, because sometimes he could come and spend a night with me, and his story would be, my neighbor is watching my baby. And I would kind of find it funny. I'm just like, why are you letting your neighbors watch your baby? Like, that was weird to me. She isn't actually a baby. She's about 10 or 11 years old, but still it was weird to me that he would be letting his neighbors watch his baby. So in my pregnancy, I had already had like a hypertension, and you know, if you've ever been pregnant, you know what that is. I had high blood pressure and stuff like that. So I was just stressed. So I was going to the doctor, really checking on my baby, because it was like I was so stressed. I thought that, you know, I was harming her. And oh my God, y'all, this is so crazy. Nika was so sweet during this time. Like, she would be checking on me every day. She would be calling, she would be texting, like, y'all. She was like acting like doing what my baby daddy should have been doing, and he wasn't calling, he wasn't texting, he wasn't checking on me.
That wife is a beautiful woman for doing all of that, because she really didn't have to.
And
let's keep it a buck. She really didn't have to do all of that. So God bless her, because this man is Nightmare on Elm Street. That's how I look at it.
I didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. From my knowledge, she went up to her room, or the room in the house. And that whole night, I was so sick to my stomach, and I already told you I was sick while I was pregnant. But I could not get no sleep. I was sick to my stomach, and I had to go to work tomorrow. And I was so big and pregnant, and like my baby was moving. Like when I say my stress level was up to here, because his sister had already told me. But when she walked in that house and she showed me, that was just like a different feeling. And also at the time, me and him are not even talking like that. I mean, he would text me every blue moon, but he would never be asking me like how the baby's doing, how my appointment's going. Like, I would have to tell him like, I went to an ultrasound today, would you like to see it, or something like that. Like, he would never come and ask me about me and Marty. If y'all hear some heavy breathing, that is my baby. She's still a little stuffy though. So that weekend I had a trip planned to actually go out with my friends and go to the beach. I had not even been out since I was pregnant. I was stuck in the house. I had just moved to a new city. I was still in California, but it was a new city. It was some hours away. So I just had a plan to go out with my friends. But that and them being together was on my mind so bad, and they just showed me everything she was telling me was the truth. That trip was them being together was the truth. Although I seen the pictures, I want to answer this question. I seen the pictures of the trip, right? But he told me that the reason that they took the pictures on the trip is because the hotel made them, and the woman was like basically grabbing on him, forcing him to take a picture with her because it was her birthday. So I just thought she was like everything that she had told me was true, like them having sex on his birthday, the same day that we did something, them being together on the trip. And I basically was like, let me see her disprove that. Basically, I did not know about what was going on and basically what he was telling me. So I started sending her the screenshots, the pictures, the videos, everything, just so she could see, like, baby, I was not trying to be like, breaking, what do you call it? Breaking homes, breaking, whatever the heck it is. I was not trying to be that way. So at this point, me and her kind of start talking every day. Like, we kind of start talking every day.
Yeah, y'all saw all of this. I'm pretty sure. I'm bugging.
So let's get into part 10. And we left off with, me and her talking, us coordinating, and basically like,
I feel like, hold on, because it's like, we didn't even finish all that, but it's like she repeated
trying to figure out, what was what,
yes, we did.
What was a lie, and I found out so much stuff, like way more than maybe, because it's like, I was so stressed, I thought that, I was telling her. And, oh my God, y'all, this is so crazy. Nika was so sweet when it was like, she would be shaking on me.
Yes, okay, we saw that. Alright, sorry about that, y'all.
So let's get into part 10, and we left off with, me and her talking, us coordinating, and basically like, we on something, you've been lying. So yes, we at that part, and so basically he's sitting around thinking that me and her don't know nothing. So I am still cool with Gorilla at this time, even though she had been acting phony, not telling me what was up with him. I'm still cool with Gorilla. Cool. So I tell Gorilla like, yeah, I talked to Nika. And Gorilla was basically on my side at first. I mean, Gorilla was on his phone like, yeah, girl, you finna get what's coming to him, and, girl, you need to go find who he needs to go have sex with somebody else. And he gonna have sex with another man, knowing that I'm pregnant with her mother baby.
Right. She's already weird.
And y'all can see right now,
failed the interview. Like, that's not somebody you would even want to be dealing with on a regular, because it's like, okay, yeah, that's your brother, but you sitting out here really covering his tracks. What? Helping him gaslight. That sister, dangerous. And I know you were 19 at the time, but you know, I'm talking to the next young lady who's watching this. Yeah, these men and their family can help them lie. So it's like, check paperwork, check family, interview, have all these questions, because you got to see who you about to be dealing with. What, like, the girl's already, like, she lied to you about who her brother was, what he got going on, what he's about. Like, because it's like, you're another person helping to validate his bullshit. Whoever his sister is, like, she ain't somebody I would want to personally be dealing with like that. Can't be trusted. I get that's your brother, but what he's doing is diabolical, and I would hope you could stand up to your brother and tell your brother when he's wrong. Because is that the type of behavior you want to say you're associated with? Is that the type of behavior you want to, that's the type of energy you want to put out here? Because karma is real. That's the type of energy you want to put out in the universe. That's the legitimate actual actions you wanna actually put out here. Like, you gotta when you know better, do better. Let's normalize holding people accountable. Let's check people at the gate. Like, I don't know why it's like we don't need to play these games. You're too grown, 43, and then I'm your sister. You're telling me to lie for you, like, cause I wouldn't want nobody doing me like that. I'm gonna tell you as my brother, you gotta do better, bro. No, we're not doing this. That's embarrassing. I don't want to be known as your sister if that's what you're doing. Cause I don't want no next woman coming to me talking about, girl, you lie for your brother like that? You didn't tell your brother that what he's doing is wrong? Like, you think that's okay? That's how they're gonna, you think that's okay? That's how they're gonna look at me. You think what your brother did is okay? So that means you're okay with that happening to you? That's how I look at it. Those type of people. But again, you were 19. I'm talking to the other women. Please look at it like that. Like, these are the type of people. Do you really want to be running around with? Does that sister helped her brother? And you're gonna hear some other stuff that they did. This is not a family you want to be invested with. It's giving Haitian, to be honest. It's giving Haitian, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, because I was wrong about the birthday, because I didn't look. She's young, and like I said, Capricorns, we can have some slow moments, especially when we're learning about life. It happens. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've never been in weird, crazy situations like this with men. Okay, because these men, it's like, bro, like, you really going out here, walking around here, like, really talking like, and that's all their whole thing is to bamboozle you to get sex. And once they got it, they're gone. That's what I'm trying to tell these younger women. These other women who are watching this, the youth, please, please, please be more responsible with who you have sex with. Pro-life. Pro-life, 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 pro-life. Not just the baby's life, but your life. Pro-life, 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 pro-life. Pro-life, pro-life, pro-life. Like, pro-life, pro-life. Like, what's going on with this? Pro-life. Saying it with my right hand, child. Pro-life. Pro-life. Because this is a very serious thing. To be having people's babies out here. Do you understand what you as a woman are putting yourself into? I'm just like, why would you do that if you didn't have to? Imagine. Because these men, they don't care. You understand? Like, hearing her story, and you know what? We're going to do a lot of these type of stories because there's so many. There's so many. And I just think that it's not wrong of you as a woman to want to verify certain information and see them actually act on certain information to make sure for yourself and his baby's sake, because we all know he's not thinking about the potential child that could come out of all this. We all know that he's not thinking about that. That is so obvious, right? Like, it's so obvious with this one, at least. Like, he doesn't care. So you might as well, care for this potential child, since he won't. And it's going to be you to have to care, because we all know if the mother does not interject, that child is... Not saying orphans are not out here not doing their thing, because some are, but let's be for real. It's a very hard way of living for some. Some are lucky and are adopted by wonderful families, and sometimes that looks like it's a better option than actual biological parents having their kids, because some of them are quite diabolical, right? Like this guy. But at the end of the day, it usually falls on the woman to really grow up, put her big girl panties up, and she has to figure out how to take care of this child. She's responsible for this child's well-being, life. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming, and this is something he dropped off. His burden, his baggage, his BS, for lack of better words. Sorry to call a child that, but that's what it is. And it's like, bro, you're not even taking care of what you said you were going to take care of. So, if that's a gold digger, that's all you want it to be. Pro-life. I don't understand. Pro-life. Let's be responsible. Yeah, let's be responsible. Let's be responsible. Because what are we saying? And just so also look at it from this way. Should you get pregnant, right, and he wants you to delete said pregnancy, do you know the risk to your body, to your womb? Do you know, like, it's a huge risk that you mess up your body in that type of way. It's a huge risk you may not be able to get pregnant again. And you when you're in such a clinic, I will hope you look up and you wonder, what brought you to this place today? Don't you ever wonder sometimes, like, when you look around, it's like, why am I here? You look around, you be like, what am I doing in here? What brought me here today? You know what I'm saying? You don't reflect like that sometimes? I would hope in a situation like that, this is what we're thinking about. And I hope the thought comes to you like, and who are you here for? Why are you here? Who is behind you being there? Because usually it's a who. Because what brought you there? What brought you there? Who? And he couldn't even pay for it. And I hope that's not the first time he had you gagged. Because he should have gagged you like that before you opened your legs. And in this way only. Because it's like, let me hear this before we even engage in such entanglements. What are you talking about? What are we saying here? No judgments to this young lady, because it's not her fault. She was 19, a victim to this older man's BS. And now she's stuck with his baby. And he could care less. That's not a good time to find out he could care less. Or at least accept in your heart that he could care less. That's heartbreaking. That's really crazy. Why would you risk your life like that? And you know, like, in this economy, having children, in this economy, pro-life. Pro-life. Let me check the paperwork. Pro-life. Let me see the business plan. Pro-life. Let's go to the real estate agent. Let's talk to Kat. Let's see what you're talking about. Let me get this deed and keys. Forget lease and keys. Deed and keys. In my name only. Since you don't want to marry me. And even then, before you marry me, let me see them deed and keys. Let me stop. But it's like, bro, what's the plans to get to deed and keys? And if you want me to wait for you to get me deed and keys, what does it look like? What's the game plan to get us to that goal? Because let me tell you, in this economy, I'm not having anybody's child all willy-nilly. That's not smart. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Because how are we paying for this baby to get out of the hospital? Let me see your insurance, your health insurance. What are we talking about? Because, babes, how you want me to have your baby? Because he did beg her, right? Oh, bro, this man is diabolical. Can't stand him, bro. Can't stand him.
But so I feel like another conversation that me and Nika had, thinking that she was gonna like keep it between.
She's not to be trusted.
No, Gorilla go back and tell
I'm
him.
not surprised.
The reason I feel like Gorilla even told him it to begin with, I feel like she was trying to cover her tracks because she knows she had gave me all this information. And I kept it solid with Gorilla. I never even let him know at first that Gorilla had told me all this information. So for her to go back and tell something that I told her, it was very vexing me because I'm like, Gorilla, I thought we was keeping secrets. So I told her how me and her would always be talking. We would be talking for hours and hours, telling a lie. We would talk for hours and hours. Basically, we want to get down to the bottom of it. But we got caught, girl. He caught us talking. And one day we was talking for like 4 hours, y'all. He stood outside their house for 4 hours and recorded us talking and got it on record and sent it to Gorilla. So
He is weird.
basically had said
He
that
is
she,
weird.
that Gorilla couldn't fight, or she said that she couldn't fight, but she had basically said like she had never seen her fight. All she seen her do was cry. Oh, y'all, Gorilla had took that to heart, but she didn't take it to heart on Nika. She took it to heart on me. So she was like, "Be worried, I'm gonna beat you and Nika up," and all this other stuff is talking crazy at the mouth. And if you know me in person, you know I don't really spitbox like that. I'm still a little some, but I'm not gonna sit here and spitbox with Gorilla knowing that we live in 2 different states. We live across the country. And Gorilla, you're not whooping me, baby. So this gets to the point where basically this is kind of where me and Tyrone start to get back in contact. I told you he was calling, he was checking on the baby, but about some drama, Tyrone was on it. So me and him get back in contact. And this man was going off on me. I was getting texts from anonymous numbers saying they want my baby to, you know, they want her gone, and they're gonna kick me in the stomach and everything.
This is somebody she got pregnant for.
My next video is gonna be about the messages and stuff like that. I'm gonna show all of it. It won't be me talking. It's gonna be me showing evidence. Cause people say I'm lying. But yes, y'all, he's trying to get his family to fight me. He wanted Gorilla to fight me. Like, he was basically, and he was also trying to get me basically to turn against Nika, telling me like Nika was saying all this stuff about me to Shayla. Be mindful, Shayla is Billy's wife. So yeah, saying that she's talking about me with Shayla, and she had used me for the information and all this other stuff. And be mindful, whether she's talking about me with Shayla or not, or whether she's using me for the information had to be out because he was lying. And he know he was lying. So, yeah, I told her. But that is when, like, he kind of just started going crazy. He would be talking back to me all the time. Like, he had never called to check on the baby. He had never called to show up to a doctor's appointment. Most of the doctor's appointment was across the street from his house. Right across. I don't mean a 5-minute drive. I mean like a 5-minute walk. He could have walked there. Not even 5 minutes though. But he would rather be in some mess, some female mess and this, with me, Gorilla, Shayla. Well, no, Shayla went in it something. Not Shayla went in it. So me, Gorilla, and Nika. Be mindful, they never called Nika with the drum. They never called Nika with the drum. And from what they told me, Nika was with shit. And every time he would lie, I would go and report back to Nika and confirm that this man was lying about these events that took place. And that's when y'all, Nika started showing me that when they went to Jamaica, this man had his ring on. He had his ring on like, oh my God, y'all understand, when she showed me this man had his ring on in Jamaica, y'all, my heart literally had broke. Like, I could feel my heart outside of my chest. Like, I could literally feel it and see it pumping. Because I'm like, why did you have your ring on if you wasn't married? And y'all wanna know what his excuse was? His excuse was that picture was took 4 years ago. Although it's in the same clothes that he sent me a picture with that he had on when he was on the trip. So I was so confused. But go back for the next part, and this part should be the last part of the after I make it like that. So, okay, for a living. So this is also when I started finding out that basically Billy wasn't Billy. I had not known that at first, but then this is when I had basically let Nika know that Billy was the one that was telling me also that y'all wasn't married. And Nika was like, Billy? That's like my brother. They cousins, but they like they was raised siblings from my understanding. She's like, that's like my brother. Like, nah. Billy didn't do it. And I'm like, no, I used to talk to Billy like, I used to talk to Billy all the time. Like, yeah, me and Billy close. Yeah, so this is when me and Billy get in contact with each other because basically through Nika. And when he got on that phone, I darn knew that wasn't him that I was talking to because Billy, the real Billy, has a very strong accent and he draws out his words from what I've heard. And when he was on that phone, I'm like, no. This is not the Billy I know. This is not the Billy that was on the phone with me all the time. Like, no, it's not Billy. So this is another one of his lies that I had to uncover while being pregnant, while being alone, not around family, not around anybody. I was so alone that my high roof let me go home to have my baby because I had nobody where I lived at.
So basically, me and Gorilla, we fought out. When I say we fought out, I mean we fought out bad. Like, we cussing each other out. Like, we is going at it because, like, Gorilla was just being fake. And to this day, I still can't stand Gorilla because she's fake. But basically, Tyrone, he would be going back and forth. Like, one day he would be saying, oh, I want to be together and all this stuff. And the next day he would be going off on me. And he only wanted to be together so he could continue to use me for everything that I had until he couldn't no more. And that's why I say, to the young girls that he is messing with, that's coming to my page, is looking for trouble, for one, I'm going to just let y'all know I'm not the one that you want trouble with. And for two, you're going to get the same results because for one, you cannot be with a married man and think that it's going to work. Like, it's not going to work. And even if he wasn't married, he's just in general not a good person at the moment. And I'm trying to say that he can't be fixed with God's, work, but he's not.
I didn't see other women talking to you about him. Are they in there? I didn't see that. Maybe they deleted it.
So I want to go to when it was time for me to have
I'm confused.
So
I didn't see that.
Even before I had my baby, basically, it was time. I had to go home because I had no family. And Tyrone, he wasn't helping me or anything like that. So I had to go back home to my hometown to have my baby. So I go home and it's time for me to go in labor. I had already told Tyrone, like, okay, this is the week that I'm going to have my baby. I already knew the week that I was going to have my baby because they let me know. So when I told him, he basically bouncing back and forth, and he wasn't coming, and then his excuse was, oh, Nika was going to tell, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I've already talked to her, and she's not even on there, like, she doesn't even care. So basically, I had my baby and he didn't even check on us. Like, I had to text him and be like, oh, I had the baby, like, do you want to see her? So one thing was like, all right, baby, you want to see her? He was like, yeah, so, I had seen him some pictures and stuff like that
And he's like, she pretty and reckless, maybe a little daddy later. But then in the hospital, he going off about me talking to Nika. And the reason I feel like he was going off is because he never wanted to get a divorce. That man planned on staying with her and basically cheating. I also let him know that I never encouraged her to get a divorce. Like, if she got a divorce from you, that's because she wanted to. Because I never encouraged her to get a divorce. I never lied to her and said, like, oh, he treated me so good and he did all this to me. No, I was blunt and honest with her. And I told him, like, you can ask her. Like, I never encouraged a divorce. And on top of me not encouraging a divorce, she's a grown woman with her own mind. So if she's divorcing you, she's probably tired of you, like I am. So after I had my baby, my mom moved there the first day. I ended up having to have a C-section because my baby heart stopped. Ugh, y'all. Hold on. Y'all had to stop. Y'all keep emotional about my baby. What? But yeah, her heart had stopped, and I ended up having to have a C-section, emergency C-section, and y'all, he was like not concerned at all. He was so stuck on the drama. And basically, like he was just stuck on the drama. But let me rewind a little bit. So me, him, and Nika were on a three-way one day. He didn't know Nika was on a three-way, but we were on a three-way one day, and me and him were talking. And he was basically like, I told you how those fake numbers take to my, they wanted to hurt my baby and stuff. They were also texting my mama. See the same thing. So my mama started going off on the fake page and stuff like that. And then he ended up saying something that not the fake page, but the fake number had said. And I was like, ooh, Tyron, that was you on that fake page talking about me and my baby like that. And he was like, no, well, I'm just saying that. And my thing is, I was so glad that he was on that phone because she just literally heard him say exactly what my mama had said to the fake number. So let me go back. So like I said, I was at my mom was there first day. My mama also had to work. So I was there for 4 days because I had C-section. And my baby had to get like all these things done. So I was just really up there, by myself. Like my mom would bring me some food. And, some people come and check in and stuff. I was basically by myself, which he was supposed to be there. But he just had every excuse in the book for why he wasn't there. And that part had really hurt me. Like, I understand that I had got myself into this, and, I'm a mom, so you gotta be a mom now. But it was just like, you the dad too, and you didn't show up to the birth. And even afterwards, he was like, he was sending gorilla pictures of my baby out after I had already asked him not to. And I wasn't being bitter, but Gorilla and Tyrone is heavy with the voodoo stuff. They entertain voodoo stuff, and I don't entertain crap like that.
I feel like Haitians be doing the voodoo. That's why I say that. Maybe they're Haitians.
I'm assuming that, I was assuming that,
I could be wrong. I don't want to be stereotyping. I don't want to be stereotyping. I'm sorry. But, or it could be Jamaican, because Jamaican be doing obia. I don't know. I don't know what kind of guy this is. I don't know what that's another, I would like to know, like, what's their culture, what's the family background. For research purposes. But I don't want to, let it be clear, I'm not trying to stereotype. I'm not trying to say I'm Nigerian. He could be Nigerian. I don't know, I just want to know. The people want to know where he from. You don't have to tell us who he is, but where he from. Because where they do this at? Like, what?
People, because that's what she do. But come back for the next part, and hopefully that's the last part.
Okay, for a little. So this is also one of his.
Dang.
Oh, my mama. Fuck Scotty. Fuck Anna. Fuck Taylor. Fuck
I feel you. I don't blame her.
I feel like she can't go to the state, well, actually, no, she can't go to the state, so, she said to me, I'm going to the time, because, I have to say, I'm in her mom, so, like, and I'm not being very, I'm not being very, I'm not pushing not to get me, she said that, so I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to something else, and, get what she did, because she's like, I can't do it, way better than me, so, she's going to go to a big girl, and she's going to say what she got. I'm not really sure why you need to come to my inbox or race talk. I don't know, like, yeah, hey, that's what, it's like, and what I mean, I'm like, I can't put y'all in the song, I know what you mean, like, I'm myself. Like, I'm not going to go to race, what you come home and stop, like, you look stupid, you're better, what's my name, why you look live? I'm not going to talk all of y'all, why y'all going to go home? Y'all right? Another thing that y'all figured out was her, like, the nose, the whatever, I don't know how to answer, I don't figure out what's still complete. But, yeah, I have something with her, I have tried to do such a thing, but, I'm not going to do that the first time, and, yeah, so, and we have to get together. We bring everything together. I just get to that right, and all that together. It don't make no sense. That's the conclusion.
Right.
If you have any more questions, you can talk to me. I don't really know what questions I have. You talk to me. Also, I have worried about topics about harassment. I'm not really good at harassment. So somebody has reported me on the different things they want to do on probation because somebody has reported harassment. If this person reports harassment, I'm not going to harass you. If I'm harassing you, then they get something wrong in trouble. But I'm getting trouble. So, yeah. Okay, so some questions. What was your
Welcome to the season finale. I'm back, y'all. So where I left off at is me having my baby. Let me say this first. I took some time off to really get myself together. I really didn't understand how triggering some of all this stuff would be, So, I took time.
Baby girl, you look gorgeous. Just want to let you know that.
So I ended up having my baby. And if you don't understand, it was so embarrassing having a baby by yourself. Like, you're in the hospital, and you seeing all these people with their kids, and their newborn baby, and their husband, or their boyfriend, everybody that's supporting them, and it's just me and my mama. And my mama only could stay for one day because she had to work. So after I had my baby, it was honestly just straight drama. And I just said that my baby is of light complexion, but I am as well. My daughter dad is a darker complexion. So he's just like, oh, she's light skinned and stuff. But you see my daughter dad, they have like the same everything. Like, she looks like me, but she also looks just like me. So he's kind of just basically not really wanting to kind of take responsibility. I think just because of the embarrassment that he had with his wife finding out everything like that. So he was pretty embarrassed. So it was like this one time he had something like he was coming to see her, and he basically tricked me the whole day to me. On the way, he got on the plane, he headed there, and radio silence. Like, I don't hear nothing back from him, nothing. I said he kissed me, like, are you here? Have you made it? Like, I said he come to see her. Like, blowing his phone up, y'all. He never took me back. I was asleep and everything. I had my baby bags packed. He was supposed to be coming to get her. I had my baby bags packed and everything. And I realized, like, after all he's done, like, he really had hope in him, like, I really did. And that when I say that really had hurt my feelings so bad, because I'm like, wow, you really missed the bird, and then I was coming to see her, and you fake like you're coming and you don't even show up. That was crazy to me. And at the time, I'm still communicating with his wife, I'm still keeping her kind of just updated on what's going on, or whatever like that. It's kind of like this, but we're kind of still going,
Yeah.
exchanging and stuff like that. So,
Damn, you see, so many. Yeah, sucks.
And I kind of was alone with postpartum, like, things I couldn't really give nobody to watch her like that. My mom was pregnant, so I'm just sitting home in the bed,
Looks good on her.
Like, just literally, I
so many others. Okay. Where are these negative comments y'all talking about? Maybe I don't see it. I don't know. Or maybe they're talking about maybe other people reacting like I am and probably talking shit. They not right. They wrong.
So it was kind of, it was crazy. And in the hospital, she wasn't able to eat. She was losing weight. And I was just stressed out. And I'm like, the one person that I need to be here alone is not here. So
let's talk about it.
It was hard to get my mental. It was just everything. So what it all boiled down to is, I'm still here. I'm still happy. My daughter's still happy. I'm a great mom. I take care of her. And, it's just loss. And, I just told him, I hope it's all worth it. All stuff that you did, all stuff that you're doing, I hope it's all worth it. And I just appreciate it. So, this is still a current situation. I'm still going through the most.
Right, because he can forever be your baby daddy. That's
still going on. My daughter is only 5 months old. So,
wow.
He's still going on.
Still very young. You too.
And I also want to look ahead, and the people in my hometown, you cannot spread my business. I am not ashamed of anything that I do. Y'all come around, someone I forget about, oh man, that's not nothing. I did. It's not nothing I'm ashamed of. I did that. We'll do it again, not by him. But age is nothing to me, so all the ones that we spread.
That's what R. Kelly had Aaliyah singing. That's what these older men be doing. Let's keep it a buck.
And anything that y'all have to say, I know it was kind of all over the place, because there was so much to the story. It's all took place over the 2 years thing.
Don't apologize, baby girl. Thank you for telling us your story.
He was upset.
Child, he should be more than that. He's disgraceful. That's what I got to say. That's all I got to say. So yeah, check her page out. Check her page out, y'all. That is her page. That's who she is. Y'all should check her out. Thank you, Queen, for sharing your story. You are appreciated. So that's her page if y'all are interested. So my final thoughts, let me wrap this up because this is crazy long. I'm going to be working on getting more concise with these. But yeah, what are y'all thoughts? What are your thoughts? Comment them. Please comment them. Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. If you know a young person, guy or girl or guy, whatever gender they are identifying as, please send this to them because it's important that we are responsible in the days moving forward. They are talking about pro-life. So I think it's important that we are letting the youth make more informed decisions so that we can nip these type of issues at the bud. Let us normalize this year verifying paperwork, checking out the family before we open our legs and just, because there's 2 side effects as far as I'm concerned when it comes to having sex: pregnancy or STD. And what's it gonna be? Because once that minute of fun is done, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to figure out what's the next, how's this gonna look like? You know, what is it giving? What are you giving? What are you giving? Yeah, these guys will make she's a gold digger. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with making sure that your child, who you're trying to put in me, because that's what it comes with. This is not a handshake, hi, bye, see you later. What are you talking about? We're not dining and dashing over here. Not dining and dashing over here. We're not doing that. So let's normalize showing these guys the type of property you'd like to be in, should they get you pregnant, or at least verify the type of hospital and insurance he has that he can take you to. Should he accidentally give you an STD? I'm sorry. Like, I think we need to make sure we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's before we're opening our legs and giving consent. Is that what we're saying? Like, I think informed consent, informed choice, informed decisions. I think I'm for that if we're going to be doing pro-life. I'm for that. Let's have a reason to close those clinics down if it's not necessary. And that's another thing, because there are gonna be and I hate to say there's gonna be, but there are situations where there are real life predators, as we can see, who, because they cannot lie, they don't look good enough to be lying and people taking it. You feel me? Because this guy, it's giving he looks good and it's diabolical. See, he looks good. He must be packing. He must have something. Because, you know, some of these men can get away with these lies. There's certain reasons why some of these men can get away with lies. But when there's some that are just too grotesque, they don't got the personality, they don't have the looks, they don't got the money, or they just creeps and they're weirdos. There's little girls who are unprotected because the adults are not being responsible adults and protecting these children. And then when these children who are molested, let me not say it like hey, God only knows, I don't want to get this taken down. When there are children who are like, they're put in situations where it's like it's not their fault. How could it be their fault? Where were the adults? What were they doing? Why can't those adults be trusted around children? And there's ogres who are actively going out there and not getting consent. And then you're saying a woman must keep this individual's child. I don't know. I just think that we need to make sure that we're holding actual men accountable. Actual men accountable, besides women, as far as pregnancy is concerned, as far as housing is concerned. Yeah, let's normalize bringing these men to your local real estate agent. You can start with me. My name is Catherine. Like I said, I'm a licensed New York State real estate agent. And I would love to help you make that informed decision by checking his paperwork. Okay, babes? Because if you want the house, that you need to look on Zillow. Find the neighborhood, find the house, see how much it costs, show it to him. If he says he gets you that, and he can get you into that before y'all have sex, bring him over to me, babes. Bring him over to me. Or call me and tell me what he said the numbers was looking like. But better yet, it'd be best he come to me. Look, I'm licensed. I'm not allowed to just go ahead and tell her what you told me. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. I would never do that. But I will tell her if you're qualified or not. Because you're gonna come here knowing that. Because if that is somebody you're trying to be doing all of this with, I think she deserves to know if you're qualified or not to get her into the property that you say you can get her into should she have your baby. So let's normalize having these conversations before we spread our legs in 2025. Just so these men don't have that reason to say you should have chose better. Because they're out here on these internet streets telling women they should have chosen better. That's what they're saying. They see stories like this and they don't think that the man should have been held responsible for the diabolicalness that he imparted upon this young lady's life. I would like to see a grown man who sees this story and really, really like, you okay with what this guy did? I'm telling y'all don't need to sleep with all these guys, because at the end of the day, that's their mission. Their mission is to see who they can get to sleep with them. They don't care after their minute of fun is done, okay? Why let a minute last a lifetime? So, let's normalize verifying paperwork before we open our legs in 2025. Let's do that. Let's do that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that is okay. I think it's fine. So, at the very least, you and him should come to me. Talk to me. Yes. Let us see if we can get you into that house, baby girl. Cause if he's serious, let him put his money where his mouth is. We need deed and keys. Yes. And look, I'm not trying to be like, oh, he has to get you that before y'all do anything. You feel me? What I'm saying is, it's at least a conversation that is worth having. Don't you think? I think it's unfair that you should, like, if he says he's not trying to have that conversation before he has Essie X with you, you know, do what you will with that. You feel me? I don't know. I just don't think, from experience, it's not going to work well. It will not work well. I'm telling you now. Save your time, sis. Save your time. It's not gonna, you don't want to be like, they asked you in the comments, are you familiar with Risa Tisa? Look her up. She went through some things. With that Gemini. That pathological liar. It's a very similar story. That's why I was like, you know what? I really want to come out and do this, because like, these men, and women, there's people who they may not know. They're not sure of, you know, what to look for. I'm blessed that I'm a real estate agent, that I was able to, like, at least, you know, have this perspective to, like, because it's like, if I literally do have to ask grown women and men these questions before they get, it clicked to me the other day. I'm like, yo, I gotta check people's applications or pre-approval to go house hunting. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we need to apply this to dating. What are we talking about here? Let us educate the masses. Yes. What's going on here? What are we saying? What are we saying? Bring that to me. Don't let them bamboozle you. Because that's what they will do to use you. Don't let them bamboozle you. I'm telling you that now. If you want to open that your legs, girl, just make sure you at least ask him that. Yeah. Like, you know, at least see his STD paperwork, see his name, verify that's his name, because it has to have his name. How do you know this is not, is that really his STD report? If you're so gung-ho with having sex with him, make sure that's his name. Google search. Something. I say, let's take it a notch. This is the kind of house I like. You want me to have sex with you? Can you put me in this house before, you know, just because your kid might come as a result of this interaction that you want to say is as easy as a handshake. but unfortunately more complicated than a simple handshake, right? So since you want to do that, let's make sure you can get me a house. And I'm not saying that he has to be able to get you a house, but like I said, it's a conversation starter. Let's see what are your plans, what are your goals? Because it's like, yo, let's truly have some sincere conversations. Get straight to the point. Because if he cannot draw you a picture of how he's going to take you from where you are right now to that your dream house, where he wants to, where you will be taking care of his child, because should he abandon you? Because that's what pro-life is about. But these men, you think they care? You think they care? You think they care? What, they leave you with this baby? They're nowhere to be found. Some of these people, these guys. Okay? Protect yourself. Make sure you're set, because once, I'm telling you, homegirl said she's in the hospital feeling embarrassed because dude is not there. Neither is his sister, by the way. Where's his mother, by the way? Where are people from his side who can't, like, this is your lineage that she's, like, prolonging. No thank you. No show of appreciation. He owes you money. It's too late to start asking him for stuff at that point, right? You can barely get diapers out of these people when it's at this stage. So let's normalize bringing these men to local real estate offices and talk to your local licensed real estate agents, brokers. Let's see if we can help you get into that dream property where you know, should he accidentally leave you with this kid? Accidentally leaving you with this kid, meaning that you guys get pregnant doing the duel. What it do? Should you somehow contract this side effect, because it was a risk, you knew that going in. This is basic biology, I hope, basic science. I don't know what they're teaching the kids in schools these days, but you should know sex leads to either pregnancy or STD. If you didn't know that now. And drama. But the two main ones that is undeniable, sex, pregnancy and STD. And I think drama will only be a result with the first two. So, you know, it's just a lot that comes with sex. You know, I'm not even getting into the spiritual aspect of it. I'm not getting into the physical aspect. Well, I did get into the physical aspect. Pregnancy or STD. Like, what are we saying here? Like, he needs to make promises, like, I would think. Because he's going to put you in a bad way, and then he's going to be that same person to go online and say he should have chose better. You know, there was a guy, I hate to say that I talked to him. I really do. But I remember he told me that his baby mother was lucky she had his kid. That she's a bum. She's dirty. She's dumb. Mind you, this is the mother of his child. Oh, I was young then, like, and she had already for me before, and you know, like, I guess it was just too late this time, but I was young, you know, living life. I ain't really mean to do all of that. I wasn't mean to, like, oh man, like, she didn't deserve to have my child. These men will dog you for having your child. So I'm just saying, because I don't want to ever have a guy ever think he can talk about me in such a manner. Are you the craze? Are you okay? Hey! You think I want to deal with such a man? You think that man I'm gonna take seriously? Hell no! themselves the favor and bring them over to me. Let's confirm the paperwork. Let's get you into a house, sis. Yes. Let's get you into a house, sis. Let's do it. I got you. Okay. And the process, if you're renting, if you had a choice, I would go for a house leasing takes, it could be a week, 2 weeks. Doesn't take too long, but again, gotta coordinate with management or the landlord once you get approved, and maybe there's repairs that need to be done. But it's relatively quick. It's a very quick transaction. Get you keys and lease. It doesn't take that long. Buying a home, on the other hand, it could take 2 weeks if it's an all cash deal. Or it could take 3 months if it's a co-op. If it's a house with financing, like a single family or a 2-family, it could take 30 to 45 days. If you have financing, yeah, it could. So we're not asking this guy to wait forever. You know what I'm saying? This is something that can be done relatively quick. Actually, 2 weeks. All cash. Tell him that. 2 weeks, all cash. We can get into this house in 2 weeks if you have cash. And again, it's subject to conditions. The seller needs to, if it's vacant, definitely. There's tenants in there, maybe they need to be evicted, or maybe the owners, the sellers, they still need time to pack their stuff, move, even though they knew they selling the house, right? But things happen. But yeah. 2 weeks, as quick as 2 weeks. So are you really asking him for too much? I don't think so. That's not too long to wait. I don't think that's too long to wait. I think 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not a long time. If you got it like that, and if you need to do financing, 45 days, are we really asking for too much time before you open your legs? And again, if he can't do it, within that time frame, because no, that's how, you see how quickly they want you to open their legs? And the time it takes for them to even get you into the house, if they're serious about getting to your house, right? So it's like, yo, if you can't get me into that tomorrow, that's fine. What are your plans? What are we doing? How are we gonna get there? You understand? Do you see how quickly everybody gets turned off from that conversation? Who's looking to do all of that anymore? I'm telling you, he won't. Oh, when I say he's gonna start avoiding you, if he's not about it, let's keep it real. If he ain't about it, if he ain't serious, if he ain't really like you like that, do you know how quickly he will leave you alone? Oh nah, she's doing too much. Oh nah, she wants too much from me. Oh nah, I can't do all that with her. She doing way too much. This, that, and the third. It's gonna be some BS that comes out their mouth. The phone gets dry. They don't forgot your number. Because they're like, oh, this girl asking hard questions. Yes. What's your game plan to get there? Because what are we talking about? Pro-life. Pro-life. I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. What are we talking about here? Huh? Ladies. Tell them to come and see it. Look. Come talk to me. Do free consultation. If you're talking about you trying to get housing without him, you really got it like that, definitely talk to me. We love those. We love those around there, because provide the lifestyle you deserve. I'm a strong believer in, I don't think you should really be asking these men to provide, or anybody to provide something you cannot provide for yourself. I'm in that camp. I am. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because, babes, I got my own place. Don't need a man for that. Definitely don't. Okay? Pay my own car note. The car insurance. The gas, my food, cash, me. So if you cannot do more than what I do for myself, why am I having your baby? Should we have sex and that happens to be the case? Pro-life, I have to have these discussions. They're so quick to want you to spread your legs, but it's like, for what? Anyway, as y'all can see, I could talk about this forever. This is pushing on 4 hours. But thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts down below. If you are looking to rent, buy, sell, or invest, please feel free to contact me. You can find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube at Cat Does Real Estate. You see it wherever you see this at. You'll definitely see that handle, and that is my name for all of those platforms. So if you want to email me, email me if you want to schedule a time for a free consultation, and we'll go over, what you're looking for, your criteria, your budget, your timeline, what the process looks like. Everybody has a different financial situation that is unique to them. So, we can talk and figure out how best I can help you. Let's say it like that. Like I said, I'm a licensed New York State real estate agent and a mobile notary public in the state of New York. So, I have experience as a rental agent. I work with a lot of landlords, work with a lot of tenants. I work as a buyer's agent. I work with sellers and buyers. I've done a few, for sale by owners. So I work directly with the sellers. I've done those as well. So I've also represented them as well if you need those services. And as a notary public, I am a loan signing agent. That is my main thing that I do with my notary license. I do general notary, but I don't like to do it. It's I'll do it. Just depends on the location. I'm working on my e-notary. Certain things I gotta call the state, and if y'all know, state of New York, they're not too good about answering their phones when it comes to the Department of State. I'm not lying. Everybody I know got problems with them, calling them and reaching them on the phone. So they don't get back to you once you leave messages with them. Like, it's just like, it's crazy. But I guess, they busy. It's the state of New York. There's a lot of people here. So those are, I'm a loan signing agent. So I work with a lot of real estate attorneys and help with closing, representing the bank at the closing table. So I've come to the closing table as a real estate agent, as a bank closer, as the payoff as representative of the payoff attorney's office. I've come representing the buyer as well as the seller as their attorney, but I'm not a licensed attorney. Have to say that. I am a licensed New York State real estate salesperson, licensed New York State notary public. I'm not a licensed attorney, so I cannot draft legal documents, contracts, things of that nature. I thank God we are in a attorney state when it comes to real estate transactions, because there's a lot of scammers, and I don't want to be responsible for contracts. Okay? So, so I, can help you notarize power of attorneys, wills, documents that need to get notarized, but I mainly do loan signings. And I'm a full-time real estate agent. So my time is spoken for, but I really do want to help more people get into housing. especially before they start popping out these babies. Like, why don't people do a Zillow search, a basic Zillow search before we start popping out babies? Huh? Like, don't come to me when you got 5 kids and your budget is only for a room or a 1-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you legally cannot be in a place, in a 1-bedroom with 5 kids. 6 people for 1 bedroom is legally not allowed. You need a 3-bedroom. 2 people per room. In New York, at least. So it's like, you know, let's talk before you get yourself into situations that are irreversible. Because I've met women with 4 kids, no man in sight, and they need housing. And the income is not incoming, and the budget is not budgeting. You know? So I want to help more people get into housing, and hopefully with watching stories like this and hearing my perspective and hearing how, like, you know, make better decisions. I don't know. I know it's hard, but it's like if you can make informed decisions, if you know better, do better. That's my philosophy. It's not always easy, but you know, in 2025, let's normalize standing on business. Let's normalize standing on business. Let's normalize being disciplined. Let's normalize like chasing putting that type of energy, like he wants, like they want to have sex, when that energy you could use to give to the lifestyle you say you want for yourself, no? Because instead of now your income has changed, your lifestyle has changed because of his baby, why don't you do it towards your, like, you know, that energy he wants to take from you, put it towards yourself. You don't even have to have sex with him. You know what I'm saying? If he's not trying to get you into that property, I don't understand why are you willing to take this risk? Like, there's too many women out here who have examples of being left behind. Left. Like, these men, I don't know, I don't advise it. I don't think it makes sense that you're going to come to me as a real estate agent, he's not there, but his kid is. That's weird to me. That's weird to me. That's weird to me. So, yeah, I just think we should be, I think that helps being financially responsible when we actually check paperwork and verify they can actually take care of you and the possible side effects that comes along with having sex. I think that's fair to ask in 2025. I think that's a fair ask. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching if you watched all the way here. I know it's so long and y'all don't know me, so it's like, girl, I know I OT. I gotta get quicker at doing this. And I'm gonna work on that. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Please like, at least, so, you know, it does give a little encouragement for me, as well as the algorithm, so other people can see it. And leave a comment, at least saying, you know, your thoughts. I just want to hear your thoughts. Just keep it respectful, please. Please keep it respectul. Please keep it respectful, because, like, let's keep it classy. Very demure, very mindful. You know? Because other people probably want to engage, talk, and we need to have a safe space down there for everybody to voice their opinions. You know, this is America. Everybody has a right to their opinion. And again, Kayla, thank you so much for sharing your story. I hope I said your name right. I hate messing up people's names. But thank you so much for sharing your story with us, with the internet. Really appreciate it. I feel like I learned so much from watching your story. It really confirmed a lot of things that I already know about some of these diabolical men. Like I said, it's not all men. Not all men are like that. I definitely have seen great men out there. However, especially if they're my age or older, they're married, they're snatched up. there are not a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, walking green flags are snatched like this. And I just feel like us as women, it's easier for these guys, mediocre or really trash guys, to come across a good woman. Because what? There's a lot more good women out here. And I firmly believe that, because look at the amount of mothers who are taking care of these kids without these men even stepping up or doing something. Like, the fact that this is a pandemic. This is a pandemic. There's a lot of ain't shit guys out here, like, with kids and not caring. So I want to help lower the statistic, because I really didn't know it was so bad. Like, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in a 2-parent household, like I was saying. Shout out to my parents, even though we don't talk like that, but shout outs to them, because, child, I'm so glad I saw that growing up. Like, I thought that was normal. I thought that was normal. I didn't know that it was much crazier out here in these streets. It's disappointing, you know, when you realize, like, life is really truly not like the Disney movies, and there's not a Prince Charming to come and save you and get you and help you and truly be a partner in every sense of the word. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know your comments. If you are looking, like I said, to buy, rent, sell, or invest, feel free to email me at katdoesrealestate@gmail.com. Information is in the description. And Happy New Year. Let's do this again tomorrow with a new story. And yeah, daily and consistent content. Let's see if we can do this. So sorry it was so long, but I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you. Okay.